I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito!
You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I'm glad everybody could be on board for this one. Glad to have you here on a beautiful Sunday. It's beautiful to me. I love Sundays like this, rainy, cloudy. Should move to England. Anyway, before we continue with the fun, I want to tell you guys to please check out our Discord page. I already see some people there daily, so hop on in for a lot of fun and behind the scenes stuff. And don't forget to check out our Instagram page as well. That's where we're going to be posting video clips now from now on because of this YouTube purge that's going on content creators of all genres. All right, so check out Instagram, BDA Boxing, and check out the BDA Boxing Discord page. Also, what was I going to say? Give a shout out to everybody out there who's in the chat room right now. A lot of people. We got Azzy, the Quags, Flat Earth, MGTOW, Box, Jason Bourne, Stu, Backmaster, Box, The Shepherd of Sons, Squared Circle, Jesus, Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Gypsy Boxing Style, Double A, and many more to come, I am sure. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We have a lot of things to address. We have some new developments going on the YouTube world. We have Stu, who will be making an announcement. Well, not announcement. He's going to be making an address to the BDA boxing community. We're also going to talk about the PBC and whether they're going to be sold to the same company that owns the UFC. We're also going to talk about the Warrington fight that just took place right now against his split decision victory over Kid Galahad. It was a bit of an entertaining fight. It wasn't the worst. We're also going to talk about, well, just a whole bunch. I think we're going to read emails that we just got from the BDA boxing community. A lot of people, some people like the show, some people don't. So we're going to be reading emails about that and much, much more. So make sure to stick around. Bucho, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So how do we do this? Do we get Stu? I see Stu's in the chat room. Do we get him in here right away to say what
let's
he's going
get
to
him
say?
here right away so he can make his statement, and then we'll proceed to inviting more people and opening the phone lines.
That's right. By the way, give us a shout out in the chat room if you hear us properly. Is everything hunky dory? Is the volume too low, too high? You let us know. And let us know, and we won't do shit about it. All right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's Lucho, get... Yeah, I'm going to read a couple of chat comments, and you invites too. All right. Let's see what people are saying in the chat room. Squared Circle says he beat Warrington. Shepherd Son says drop the mic and walk away, far away, boxing style. Boxing style is in the chat room wreaking havoc. Double A says Galahad schooled him, cleaner punches. I'll tell you something right now, guys. Don't take my word for it, for anything that I'm going to say about that fight, because I was missing a lot of chunks from it, trying to iron out some issues here for the podcast. Plus, the feed that I was watching wasn't the best, so I'm gonna take your word for it, all right, guys? And I want to hear more opinions about that fight. Set me straight, educate me on this fight. Boxing Spectrum, aka Gonzalo, says, "Damn, I woke up here in the Philippines and my horse in the race got knocked out." Who's he talking about? Shepherd Son says, "No worries, Gonzalo." Jason Bohr says, "Hey Stu, did you update your 1G yet?" Uncle Burnt Percival says, "Mussolini is about to fly from the balcony." How long has the show been going on? Says Barry Arrow Boxing. We just started, baby. We just started. All right, I see we got Stu on the line. And by the way, nobody confirmed whether the volume is good. Is everything good out there, guys? Can you hear?
Somebody said it was okay. Yeah, people said it was okay.
One person? I want everybody.
Everybody in the fucking... And like the fucking stream. Come on, guys.
Everybody.
Everyone!
All right.
Everyone.
All
Hit
right.
the like button.
We got Stu on the line, so...
I wasn't bad, though.
I told you what's going to happen with Price. I told you he's going to be sleeping. I told you the ambulance is going to come. The oxygen mask is going to come out. I told you he's going to miss the main event. I told you all them things were going to happen.
All right. Stu, are you there?
What's happening, boys?
Hey, good to have you on board. Can you hear me properly, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, I can hear. Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic, because I was tinkering with the sound, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out here. All right, so Stu, thank you for being on. We want to talk about the Warrington Galahad fight that just took place, but I understand I've been out of the loop a little bit about what's going on with you and Bucho. You've been posting videos, and there's a little bit of strife between you and some of the opinions that you've been holding. What's going on here?
Well, the announcement is I'm challenging a debate on this channel about Gennady Golovkin. We're going to debate about his resume, where he stands, and I've got my ammo here. I'm ready to go. So all these emotional wrecks that we've got listening to this channel that are Golovkin supporters, the challenge is out there for you. Instead of getting all emotional and crying like little whiny little fags, come on the channel and we'll have it out. You bring the positives and I'll bring the negatives, and we'll take it from there. Because it's just getting ridiculous where you could barely mention the guy's name, and all the fucking emotional wrecks come out with their bloody tampons, don't they? Their tampons start going red, and you know they lose their mind when you just mention the guy's name. And there's a certain guy that comes on this show who's been taking a few pops at me. So when he's on later, I'm going to have it out with him, because I don't like getting into beefs with people in the comment section. I'd rather do it on air, and I've got a few things to say about him. It is double standards. So yeah, that's basically my announcement. I was gonna go on a rant and do a video on my channel and get Butcher to share, because I didn't want to bring that sort of heat to the channel, because obviously you guys get uncomfortable. So, but no, I'm gonna change the tactics up a little bit. I'm going to do it the civil way, and we'll do a debate on the BDA channel. And then you'll realise because I like Golovkin as a fighter. I just have a problem with his resume, and this debate you'll see where I'm coming from with that. So that's basically the announcement.
Well, I'll tell you what, you said that you don't want to bring heat here. We're all about heat here at BDA Boxing. We've been agreeing way too much lately. We need a little bit of drama. We need a little bit of strife. We need a little bit of disagreement. And I think this is the perfect. And I mean perfect.
Yeah, see, I love Butcho. He's a great guy, and I class him as a friend. but he sure knows how to get the pot stirred. He took a little section from my video, which was a 12-minute video. I actually did the little boxing news at the end of that video because the video's a bit short, so I just did a little bit of boxing news, and I was just going through the article. So it's not like I wanted to talk about Golovkin and get his name out, but obviously
that's true. That's true.
It was in the article, so I read it out, and Butcho's cut that little bit and then titled it Golovkin ducking. And you know the emotional clowns, they're going to press the dislike button before they've even heard what I got to say, and it's just they're starting to ruin my experience on the BDA show. They're really starting to ruin my experience, and they sit there crying about other fanboys, but these are as bad as anyone.
Listen. That's what I want. I want people to say whatever they want. Don't if they don't like what you have to say, if they criticize you, or if they take they're trying to take the piss on you. I don't know how you say it in England.
It's just the digs that I'm getting. I can swallow it, but guys that I thought that I was okay with, that I've known for quite a while on here, and I'm going to say it, precise percenter, calling me petty. This is a guy that fucking. This is basically a guy that said if Canelo got brain dead in the ring, it'd be good for boxing. And I'm the petty one here. This is the man that calls everyone steroid freaks. Everyone's got some conspiracy behind them. Everyone's a bum. Yeah, I'm the petty one here, and that's what winds me up. Because I basically read an article and I questioned whether it was true or not. I'm fucking joking, man. I'm sick of these emotional fanboys, and I'm ready to debate anyone on here.
All right, fantastic. Listen, we want people to disagree a little bit. We can't agree on everything. We agree that Lomachenko's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. We agree Golovkin's good. But in this particular issue regarding Golovkin, we're going to have to address it. And if Precise comes in, I hope you address it with him, because I know you guys aren't afraid to speak your mind, either you.
Well, no, like I said, obviously being civil with this guy is not working from my side, because I keep seeing the pops at me in the chat, and so I'm gonna have to change the tactics up, and if that means going ham on here and calling him for what he is, then I will do. I don't want to fall out of anyone, especially not Precise. But I'm not going to be. If he thinks I'm going to curl up in a ball and take his abuse with his condescending little voice, it's not going to happen. So,
well, listen,
that's just
BDA...
it. And I know he's got his little lovers in the chat. They're probably wetting themselves now, getting angry and crying to mummy because I said something about the hero. But that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
Well, listen. This show is all about taking the piss out of each other. We want to be able to say whatever we can in here. I don't want any real censorship, and that's the unfortunate thing is there is going to be a little bit of censorship coming up. This is something that I wanted to address with you guys, but we're going to do it later. But and by the way, people in the chat room are saying, Bucho's the one that's instigating, and that Bucho and myself were rubbing our hands together. I gotta tell you, I don't like the implication here. All right, I really don't. I don't like you guys insinuating that we're trying to create strife here and that we're some sort of creature. I'm not trying to create strife here, all right? That's just not gonna happen. I'm just trying to keep it real, right, Bucho?
Of course, we're upfront about it. Listen, Stu's video. The reason why I cut the last part and made another separate video is because usually they say a YouTube video should be at like around 10 minutes, right? So he was at 13 minutes. And those last 3 minutes were actually kind of a different topic where he just talked about the news, because he said, I'm going to talk about what's in the news right now in boxing. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll cut it at the end, the last 3 minutes, and make a separate video about it. I never intended anything, malicious. It wasn't premeditated in a way that, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to spin anything.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But it was just, like I said, it was just, he made out that I'd brought this up to have a pop at Golovkin, and he was calling me petty and everything, and then he went on some rant about Canelo. But I only brought it up because I was reading the news. If Golovkin's name wasn't on there, I wouldn't have read it, sort of thing. And I didn't really say anything bad about Golovkin. Go back and listen. I did barely say anything. But this is where I'd rather go to debate, because I'm starting to lose my temper with these Golovkin fanboys.
What you said was, if the rumor is true, if what Andrade is saying is true, which is that he wanted to fight and Golovkin didn't want to, then you said, if that's true, then I'm very disappointed. That's what you said, right?
Stu, are you there?
Yeah, I think we lost Stu here.
No, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't think it was malicious. I mean, I agree. I agree with you. If that's true, the thing is that some people think that you believing that could be true is somewhat of an insult.
People seem to think I hate Golovkin. I don't. I think he's a very good fighter. You don't need a good resume to understand a good fighter. And I know that. I've got eyes that fucking work. I can see this guy is a very good fighter. But when you break down his resume, it's not much better than Deontay Wilder's. He's had 41 fights, around the same. I mean, there's a couple of good names on there, but it's not much better than Deontay Wilder. Yet we all want to trash that guy in on this show, and everyone else. I mean, Anthony Joshua's the fucking laughing stock. But I mean, 20-odd fights, he's won 3 bouts. Look at the people he's fought. Golovkin, after 24 fights, was fighting Gregor Posca, I think, the guy that Kerry Hope sparked out a couple of fights before. So we can break down resumes here, and that's what, so you can come at me like, but just come at me with some facts. Show me some. All right, the Canelo, I had him winning one of the Canelo fights. That's a good win. So that is a good win. But just show me these other great names and prove me wrong. Instead of abusing me, prove me wrong when I say about Golovkin's resume.
All right. Well, you know what, Stu, save it for when you gotta pull out the big guns. All right. All right. Now listen, we got a lot to talk about, but just real quick, I remember when I made that video about Klitschko or Vladimir Klitschko being boring. And I caught some flack too in the chat room. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. That's my opinion. Because some of the arguments people were saying, if you want to call them arguments, was you don't know shit about boxing. And that sounded eerily like the arguments the Flomos would use when you would call Mayweather boring. They would go, you don't know shit about boxing. And it's the same thing with Vladimir Klitschko. So listen, we all have our opinions. You try to back him up as good as you can. And if some people don't like it, what do you want? You can't please everybody. Like my grandfather said, the only person whose job is to please everybody is a prostitute. And I'm not a prostitute anymore.
All I'm asking, just let me have my opinion, please. I'm not here to get your dick hard for Golovkin. Go and watch Golovkin videos. I'm not here for that. I'm here to just give my opinion. And sometimes it's not going to be what you want to hear. But I'm fair. I mean, I ruined Anthony Joshua last week. I ruined him for that performance, and I'm tough on a lot of British fighters. I'm fair, and I have to be tough on Golovkin. Yes, with the eye test, he's a world beater, of course he is. But it's just the resume, and every time I question it, I get abused, and it's getting tiring now.
All right.
It is.
Well, listen, Stu's coming.
That's it, really.
All right, Stu's coming after everybody. He's having his. This is like Carlito's way when he's in the bathroom and he pretends that he has a gun. This is what it's like, man.
Come on in here, motherfuckers! Come on, I'm waiting for you! Why, you ain't coming in?
That's Stu right there, calling everybody out now. He's had it. He said he's had it. And I think it's going to be entertaining once he actually comes out of the closet and starts telling everybody who Stu really is. Pride. Do you have pride, Stu, in what you're about to say? All right? Come out of the closet, baby. That's all we're asking.
Yep.
That's all right. By the way, we got Boxing Style on the line.
I'm gonna blow this internet up right about now. Bro, what's up? What's up with all that shit talking, bro? I'm being real. I'm because I picked honest.
All right. You there, Boxing Style?
Bro, what's up, boys and girls? I mean, boys only. Hoping it's boys only.
All right. Listen, guys, let's get to the boxing, all right? Because we were talking here about the fucking future debates we're going to have. Let's talk about the Warrington fight against Kid Galahad. Guys, I didn't see the whole fight. I was doing two things at the same time, plus my feed wasn't the best. So I'm going to start with Stu. Stu, did you see the fight? And how did it go? Did you agree with the decision?
Well, just put it this way. I mean, it was just terrible to watch for a start. And there was only one man you can blame for that. But yet we've got these people that seem to think that it was a masterclass. Seems these days all you need is a bit of good, half decent footwork. Look quite slick on the eye. Don't throw anything though. Just look decent with your footwork and pop shot here and there, and you're a master at the art of boxing now. And that's all it takes. I'll tell you something now. If Kid Galahad had won that fight, I would not be on this show now. Do you know why? Because I'd have closed my channel down and you never would have seen me again, because I don't want any part of a sport that rewards. That brought me back to the Henry Akinwande days. And when he fought Lennox Lewis, it was that bad. And the ref, disgraceful referee, and yet again from a British ref. I mean, we cannot muster a decent ref for the life of us. We just keep finding these fucking chumps left, right, and centre and putting them in the ring, and they ruin fights. But Kid Galahad was dreadful. Yes, Warrington was struggling to. He was smothering a lot of his work, and he was struggling with his range at times, because Galahad is a tricky guy, fighting at southpaw as well. But all he was doing was pop shotting and holding on for dear life. Now, if you'd have took points off Galahad, then you probably would have prevented holding on in the latter rounds, because obviously Galahad has to change up and the ref's giving him points all the time. But the ref allowed him to do that, and it was disgraceful holding. And Warrington, it was not a very good night at the office, but sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are, you get a tricky guy, especially fighting at southpaw. They can spoil a fight, and they can, especially when they're holding on like that. It's like Lennox Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Go and watch his fight with Henry Akinwande. He couldn't land a shot all night, because when you've got a man hugging you and holding you and getting you in fucking headlocks, I mean, I'm just thankful that Warrington got the nod, because I would have closed my shit down tonight if Galahad had won that, because boxing.
It's a shame. It's a shame then that Galahad didn't get the win. Listen, I want to just give a shout out real quick to Apology Man, who donated a while back. I forgot to mention him, and he says, "Yo, you know who it is, and you know where I am." All right, Apology he's having his own Stu Little moment and calling everybody out, getting very rambunctious out there. We also have Eric Roses, who donated. Shout out to Eric, and he says, "Thanks for the entertainment, listening at work." Hey, thank you for the contribution and thank you for the support, Eric. I hope we entertain you tonight. Shout out also to Gonzalo, aka Boxing Spectrum, and he says, "Did you guys see Schwarz eat a Snickers bar at the weigh-in? Sign of an upset." All right, I didn't see that, but shout out to you guys. Shout out for the contribution. You know what, Stu? You mentioned the referee looking the other way. What is it? Is there like the police officers over there in England? They look the other way. You know, there's a underage prostitution ring. They just look the other way.
We've become a real incompetent country. I mean, you've just got to look at our parliament to see that, and we can't even find a decent ref. I mean, just get some ex-fighter to do it or something. These fucking guys, man, they're just ruining fight after fight. And I keep hearing these guys in the chat keep saying, "Oh, well, Warrington only landed a couple of shots." I challenge you to show me 2 shots Galahad landed all fight. He landed nothing. They were just poxy. He was pushing with the punches. There was no snap behind him. He wasn't landing clean. They weren't good scoring punches. They wasn't hurting Warrington. A lot of it was just pop shotting and rushing in and holding. It had shades of James DeGale against Eubank. Just pop shotting from a southpaw stance and holding every time he got inside, because he had no. It was horrible to watch. I mean, Kid Galahad, you can see why he's got no fans.
I mean, he won, man. Be happy, smile for a change, for crying out loud, bro. He didn't deserve that win, but he won. Be happy about that. I didn't watch the fight. I heard the commentary, and he was back. He was getting backed up. He was getting hurt. And I already knew this shit because I know how Warrington fights and how Galahad fights. And Galahad fights.
Show me one time Josh Warrington got hurt. Show me one time where he was getting backed up.
When I rewatched the fight, when I watched the fight, now we watch it. When I watch the fight, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you can't sit there and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when you've not even watched the fight. I mean, how does that work?
Dude, I watched the 12th round, and I saw that he was getting beat. I thought
you must be right.
No, man. Look, with the grab and hold thing, Groves did it to Eubanks, not to let him fight in the inside. That's not.
Groves was landing with clean shots, hurting Eubank numerous times, landing with stiff jabs.
Okay, if I'm wrong, the people out there wrong either.
Hold on, guys. We can't talk at the same time. We can sing at the same time, but we can't talk at the same time.
Right? Okay. Look, I was gonna say something. I was like, if I'm wrong, the majority of people out there are wrong too, man. I mean, there's a lot of people who say he got hurt. He wasn't throwing punches because he was fit. He was tired. He couldn't do it, and Galahad was still on his ass.
Right. Just just go back. Galahad was actually getting tagged up with some big clean shots.
No, he got hit too. I heard he got hit, but not the back in that process.
Galahad would land a nice clean shot once every blue moon sort of thing, and you can't. I mean, you can't go and take someone's title off them by doing that. I mean, that was just disgusting to watch. It was terrible. He spoilt the fight himself. He didn't come to win. He came to win, survive.
Bro. What are you talking about? He came to win. He came to fight a fight that he knows he can win because Warrington.
This is what I mean, man. Do you know what? Carry on boxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Warrington comes to fight a Mexican style. Yeah, he's a British fighter, but he fights in a Mexican style. He comes to bring it with a lot of fucking what do you call it? Heart and body shots. Majority of his punches are body shots. And you think Gillon is going to take that shit? He doesn't bring the same amount of work rate, so he's going to stop him from bringing that work rate, and he's going to deliver his. And he did it, and he won that shit, bro.
No one's saying Galahad can't fight how he fights, but just don't expect to get the fucking victory. That's what I'm saying.
Well, obviously in his home court, bro. Like, what do you expect?
No, you didn't even watch the fight. I don't even know why I'm having this debate with you, bro.
I'll rewatch the fight. I'll watch the fight. I heard the commentaries. I heard the one of the YouTubers fucking commentating unbiased. Like, he just tells you as it is. And who's getting rocked, who's getting hurt, who's there. I'm like, this guy. And they were talking about him getting stopped. They were talking about Warrington getting stopped, bro. And bunch of channels.
Yeah,
okay. So I don't know
what
you're talking about.
You listening on retarded FM or something? Because that's what it must be. For fuck's sake, Joe.
Now wait a minute.
Great channel.
Hey, listen.
I don't know what you. I don't know, man.
I mean, isn't Gallon British anyhow, bro? Why are you giving him a hard time?
Listen, it's not about being British, brother. It's not about being British at all. You get this idea in your head about this nationalism shit. I'll call out shit when I see it. I don't care if this guy was terrible tonight. Awful. I mean, he just stunk the joint out from the start to the finish, and we're going to sit here and give him credit for it. Go and look at the end of the fight. Does that man look? He knew he lost that fight, and damn right and all. I mean, if that's what we're going to reward boxers, then you keep that sport. I'll go and watch football.
Most people in the chat are saying that Warrington never got hurt, and that nobody got hurt at all. So that's what people are saying in the chat.
Well, didn't
channels talking about it.
Didn't Warrington stun him a little bit early on in the fight? When he opened up with a combination, I think it was in the third or fourth round, or maybe it was the fifth. He stunned.
Galahad got rocked a few times.
Yeah.
But I suppose their streams froze conveniently at that time. I suppose.
Hey, listen.
Look, I'll rewatch that fight. I'll watch that fight, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. Just like how you guys thought AJ won a single fucking round against Ruiz. He did not win a single goddamn round, bro. Not one fucking.
All right. Well, listen. I wanna open the lines before we get tons of people. So hold on. So Butcher, you want to take the calls now though, or?
Yeah. It's better because we're gonna get more people coming in later, more panelists, and it's gonna be chaos. So right now we're 4, so let's start it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys.
I'll start it.
Okay.
I'll send you a message.
I'll just one thing I wanted to say here because you caught me off guard. The Stu makes a good point. Whoever you think won the fight, the referee was awful when these type of referees, when they let so much clinching going on. The rules are quite clear. Excessive clinching is illegal. All right. So to this referee, who looked like David Chase, by the way, creator of The Sopranos, but this guy did not create anything remotely close to the masterpiece that is The Sopranos. In fact, it was the opposite. His performance in the ring was nothing short of disgraceful. So
shame on you.
That's right. Shame on you. And you know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna keep on going with the shame theme here.
Shame on you.
That's right. I hate excessive clinching. So you guys take that and roll with the ball, all right?
BDA, it's just a style of different style clash.
Oh, come on.
It is, bro. Like,
it's one
it's
guy
what it
clinching,
is. It's realistically,
man.
It's clash of styles, bro. One guy prefers outside, one guy prefers inside. It's a style of clash. That's what it is. That's what you got to call that shit. And both guys want to win, so they're gonna do anything in their power to win, including throwing elbows, headbutts, anything you name it. They're gonna do that kind of shit. I mean, there's no realistically speaking. I mean, yeah, Triple G, Lomachenko, those type of guys, they fight fair. Rare, but they cross the line sometimes, and they have to because I mean it's a fight. Your life's on the line in a way. You have to do everything you got to win.
Your life's on the line? Come on. These guys, listen.
Some fights, yeah, bro. Some fights, not all fights. But
Let me
some
tell you
fights, yes.
something. Let me tell you something, young'un. I'm going to teach you a couple of things here. All right? Now, I know you were in the military. I know you went to Iraq and all that. Let me really tell you about risking your life. All right? You go into a neighborhood where there's no Mexicans. All right? It's another race. Your car breaks down. Now you got to take a walk and go into a bar and ask if they have a public telephone because there's no cell phones yet in the 1970s. All right? And everybody's looking at you weird. The women are looking at you like they want to bang you, and all the guys in the bar are looking at you with envy and they want to rip you apart. That's risking your life, my friend. That's risking your life.
I've experienced that, but that's not what this is about. We're talking about boxing, bro.
All right. But okay, so I gotta open up the phone line. So you guys take over, right?
All right. So let's talk about the Tyson Fury fight, if anybody's interested. Now, it's true what Gonzalo said. What's his name again? Schwarz was eating a Snickers during the weigh-in. I don't know if you guys saw that. And in my opinion, Fury got like, not scared. I wouldn't say scared, but he was like, okay, you know what? Maybe there's an upset here that could happen. I mean, like, you never know now because of that Ruiz upset. So what do you guys think about that? Like,
I think Schwarz is a bum, bro. I think Schwarz he's not gonna do anything. He ain't Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is a good fighter. I said it heads up before the fight even started. He's a good fighter. He would go 12, but I didn't expect him to knock him out. The Schwarz is he doesn't have no heart. Have you seen some of the shit that antics he pulled off on some fighters?
Nope.
He got no heart, bro. He got hit with a headbutt and he went on the canvas just to get a DQ, bro. So the winner with a DQ, that's just pathetic. That shows me you got no heart, bro. He don't want to fight that guy. Whoever that guy was, I forgot the name.
This fucking fight's on pay-per-view in the UK. $20 at 4:00 in the morning for Tyson Fury. I mean, Schwarz. I mean, this fuck. I mean, what's that noise?
Yeah, that's just because we're live on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're just to say we're live on Blog Talk Radio right now, BDA Boxing. We're going to talk about Tyson Fury. So if you want to call in, the numbers up there on the screen. Call in, let us know what you think about Tyson Fury, the heavyweight division, and anything else you want to talk about. All right? So keep on going, guys. Keep on going.
Yeah, so I was just saying it's on pay-per-view. I don't know how they can charge us for that. It's an absolute disgrace, really. And I won't be paying for it. I'm not going to be held hostage anymore by these promoters, especially not Frank Warren. So definitely won't be paying for it. I'll be streaming it. If I'm going to pay for a fight, it's got to be a competitive fight at least. It's not a lot to ask. And it might be competitive, but on paper right now, it's not. So
it'll be fun to watch either way. Either way, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not going to watch it. I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I'm going to watch that shit. I want to see how he improved over this last fight.
All right,
it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be competitive. Just like how Dominic Brazil versus Wilder was.
Yeah.
I knew that shit was going to be a KO within 4 rounds, but damn, when he fucking knocked his ass out clean the first, that was a lightning strike.
I mean, the way Brazil was fighting, I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out earlier, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He didn't move. He was a stiff fucking.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. You can't fight like that against Deontay Wilder. I mean, Fury's probably apart from Usyk, he's probably the best boxer hands down. Look at the movement in his feints. He's hard to hit clean. And even he got fucking dropped heavily. And look at the movement, the understanding of distance that Fury does. He can keep you off with the jab and all these sort of things. But even he got caught. So what's Brazil? A robot with no head movement. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. I knew that was going to happen. I just thought Brazil's toughness might it might last a bit longer because of that. But I suppose when you get hit clean like that, I mean, fucking don't matter how tough you are.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We have a.
Hold on. Go ahead, BDA.
Yeah, I just wanted to say we have a phone call right away, so let's go ahead and take that. Hold on a second. All right, 337. You're on the line. 337.
Hello, family. This is Dead Game. Dead Game Boxing. How you guys doing?
Good to have you on, Dead Game. What do you want to talk about?
Whatever, man. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Manny Pacquiao. I'm a caller who called about a few months ago. Talk to you guys.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen, let me ask you this. With Tyson Fury, the guy, this is my point of view. When he fights somebody of the level of this Schwarz guy that he's going to be fighting, I'm not terribly interested in that type of fights because the outcome is more or less already known. I mean, I know it's boxing. We can't know for sure, but do we really want to see Tyson Fury, who's just going to dance around the guy? He's going to throw sloppy right hands. He's going to be making faces and all that. I mean, how are you looking forward to this fight, or is this just one of those things that if there was a wedding going on or something else, you would skip watching this fight?
All right. Okay. I was a Tyson Fury fan before he fought Deontay Wilder. And I'm still a Tyson Fury fan. Boxing-wise, I think between him, Ortiz probably have the best. I like boxing skills. But Tyson getting knocked out tonight, family. Let's look at Tom Schwarz. Okay. 6'6", power, and boxing ability. Let's not look at unknown guys as all bums. We don't know Tom. We don't know if Tom's a bum or not. He's undefeated. Let's look at what's going on in the boxing world today. The upsets. We're about to have one tonight. Tyson got hit twice in the Deontay Wilder fight, and twice he went down. Tom Schwarz have nothing to lose. Tom Schwarz is coming to throw them hands. Y'all need to look at the highlights of Tom Schwarz. And
the highlights.
It's about to get funny tonight, man. The thing is about to change up tonight. I'm going to call you guys next week, too. This is Dead Game Boxing. It's about to get interesting.
All right. Well, listen, let me say something here in regards to, like I said in the beginning of your phone call, this is boxing. They don't call it the theater of the unexpected for nothing. Anything can happen. That being said, I got to ask you, you mentioned the highlights, but have you actually watched the whole fights of everything that's available from Schwarz on YouTube?
Yes, I've watched Tom Schwarz, and I've seen how he liked to set up his power punch. I mean, the guy is a boxer, man. I mean, we sleeping on him. I mean, I know his competition is, he's fighting heavyweights, though. You only beat who's in front of you. So, I mean, I'm telling you, man, Tom Schwarz is good enough to knock Tyson out.
Well, let me ask you this.
The thing is, can I just get in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
If Deontay Wilder can't knock out a fat Tyson Fury, right? And he's probably, I agree, one of the hardest punches for the last 20 years. If he can't knock Tyson Fury out, then how is this Schwarz? I know he's heavyweight boxing, and all it takes is a glancing blow on the temple or something, but I just don't see him landing clean enough to knock Tyson Fury out. He could drop Tyson Fury, don't get me wrong, because that can happen in heavyweight, but I just don't see it. I think if Wilder can't stop him, I just don't see Schwarz doing it, to be honest.
There's one thing. Can I say something? There's a difference between Wilder, and one big thing between Wilder and Schwarz is it's unpredictability. Wilder was unpredictable, and that's what he knew when Fury was going to fight him. He's unpredictable. But with Schwarz, it's more of a predictable punches. His punches are going to be seen, known when it's going to come. And Fury is just going to jab his ass out, and not just jabbing. He might even finish him. You never know. Shit can happen.
It's the speed of Deontay. It's the speed of Deontay Wilder's punches that makes
On
it really
top
hard
of
to hit.
that, on top of that,
That's why. I mean, Deontay Wilder telegraphs his shots. You could see that he's going to throw them, but they come at you so quick. It's hard to get out of the fucking way of them sometimes. So Tyson Fury is a very smart boxer, and he only managed just to do that.
All right, hold on. The caller wants to say something. Yeah, go ahead, Dead Game.
What I was going to say is Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight boxer I've seen in my life, and I'm 40 years old. I've seen Tyson. I've seen the Klitschko's. I've seen Holyfield. I've seen Lennox. I've seen them all. Deontay Wilder is a breed of his own, bro. I mean, with the speed and the athletics, I think if he wouldn't have came in at 209 pounds, Tyson Fury might be dead. I think, I don't even want to talk about Deontay.
But that's ifs and buts. If Tyson Fury didn't come in at 280 pounds, then he wouldn't even have got dropped. I could say that. It would have been even easier for him. So it's all ifs and buts.
Man. I guess.
And also the thing is though, they when they said like Tyson Fury was 60%, 70%, that's also true, man. I thought Tyson Fury was somewhere close to the 90s and 80s, but realistically speaking, when I watched Klitschko the fight, I'm like, nah, man, this fool was not at his prime when he fought Deontay Wilder. Not even close. Like I would say 70% of what he was able to do in the Klitschko fight. That's where he was at.
I would say 73.85,
Have y'all ever heard of something called nandrolone?
Yes. Oh, sure. Yeah, we bring it up all the time.
Okay, nandrolone is something that Tyson got popped on after the Klitschko fight.
What?
Look at Tyson's body conformation. He was built like a Sherman Tink. I mean, Tyson was on the shit, man. And, if you can get away with it, like my high school coach told me, you're not cheating if you don't get caught. But in boxing, man, look, you playing with people's lives, so I don't respect it. Tyson and Ortiz is the best boxers. No lie. Deontay Wilder is the best ever. Tom Schwarz, I think it's 50-50, man. I think Tyson came up to fight Deontay. Tyson came up, and you have to understand, Tyson also fights down to his competition.
All right, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you're saying, we got to put things into perspective then. You're saying Schwarz is going to beat Tyson Fury. Right now, this Schwarz, if you put him in there against Deontay Wilder right now, who do you think wins?
Oh, Deontay crushed him in 2 rounds.
All right.
But this is different. Deontay, you talking about styles making fights, man. If Tyson Fury beat him, Tyson can beat him every round convincingly.
Okay, but let me ask you this, because it's
knock him out in the second.
All right, but you got to break it down. You got to break it down for us. You got to tell us how is Schwarz going, who's never beaten anybody nearly as good as Tyson Fury. He has never seen the movement of Fury. He's never seen the span speed, the jab. How is he going to do it?
He's going to do it with a left hook.
Okay, but you got to be a little more specific.
Let's remember this guy, this dead game boxing called it a left hook. And Tyson
but I just the greatest ever you called Deontay Wilder. I mean, it's just very hard to take you serious when you're making comments like that, bro.
I'm sorry. The greatest in my lifetime.
Give me some.
The greatest in my lifetime.
His lifetime. He's 40 years old.
The greatest in my lifetime.
How old are you? 10 years old or something?
No, he's at 40 years old. He said.
40. I'm
40.
40. Well, yeah.
And
I mean, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But I just like some evidence.
Hold on.
I'm not going to disrespect. Can I say something? I'm not going to disrespect his opinion because Wilder is a beast of a specimen. That motherfucker is on. Look, people say that he has no boxing skill, is this and that. He's very basic. He throws windmills and all this shit. But realistically, when you watch AJ fight, right, they give AJ so much props. AJ gets hit a lot more with devastating shots than what Wilder gets hit with. Wilder does get hit, but when he has a distance control where when he does get hit, that's not as devastating. It's not as bad,
right.
And on top of that, he has the power to keep him,
I think Wilder's biggest. He actually is his arms. He's hard to hit clean because he's got his fucking arms in front of you and his long arms. It's just hard to get the right.
It's mostly the distance too. It's the
it is distance. That's what he does because let's be real. Deontay Wilder doesn't have a very good defense, but one thing he is quite good at is judging the distance and keeping out of range. Sort of thing. He doesn't hit, like you said, he doesn't get hit clean and as often as Joshua does. That's for sure.
Well, that's defense.
Did you see the 7th round of the Ortiz fight?
Was that when he got stunned, or?
That's when he almost got knocked out.
Right.
Y'all need to look at that again and see the straights that Ortiz hit Deontay Wilder with. Not look. Y'all need to look at all the combinations because
it was a left. It was the left hook though that did that. It was the left hook, wasn't it, or right hook? It was a hook that brought it into play. That hurt him. But I think you can hit Wilder with straight punches sometimes because he goes backwards in straight lines, Wilder. So you can catch him
after he was hurt. After he got hurt, Ortiz hit him with a flurry, bro. I promise you, anybody else was going down. And then what Deontay did was shocked me. He rushed into him and got in close instead of running over. He rushed in on him and smothered him.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
When I seen that, well, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Did you see? Did AJ do that?
AJ was out of fucking but AJ was out of breath. The fucking guy who's been working on his strength training a little bit too much, taking pictures on Instagram instead of working on his stamina. But I want to go back to the thing because I asked you how do you break the fight down and how Schwarz is gonna knock Fury out, and you said left hook. But how's he gonna land the left hook? How's he gonna get close to Tyson Fury? Is he going to set it up with feints? Is he just going to rush him? Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to hit this guy, but you actually have to set up those shots against a guy as good as Tyson Fury.
Tom Schwarz is going to fight like he have nothing to lose, man. Tom Schwarz is coming in there. Tom Schwarz is going to get hit. Tom Schwarz is going to get hit to hit. And if he does that, that's what he has to do to win. You cannot try and box Tyson Fury. The double step, that double front step when he tap his front step 2 times and then back up off you, and then them little head feints and like he on some dope or something and he twitching, bro. I can't even watch a Tyson Fury fight without my blood pressure going up.
I see. Well,
so Tom just have to come in there. Tom just have to come in there and rock the bell, man. I mean, I can't say Tom just got.
He doesn't have the footwork. The feet are too slow. He's going to be out of range all night. He's going to be swinging and missing. He's going to look horrible. Yes, Fury's boring to watch, but it's going to be another boring fight, and it's going to be a for me.
It ain't just the fact that he's a slick boxer. He also he has a chin on him, bro. Because he got knocked down by Wilder, that's Wilder we're talking about. We're not talking about Schwarz here.
And by the way,
he's been clipped many times by Chisora. He's been clipped by who else? Who's the other guys? Klitschko hit him too.
Yeah, Klitschko hit him too. He
been down, bro. It's Wilder's power is on a whole different level, though.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because people in the chat room are saying that I don't know if any of you have seen the what's his name, Senad fight, Schwarz versus Senad Gashi. That was ended on a disqualification, and a lot of people feel that Schwarz actually quit in that fight. He didn't want to continue. He took the DQ win as a sort of just consolation.
That's what I'm saying, BDA. He has no heart, and that's like a big thing you need against Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is gonna bring it. He's gonna until he dies. Like he's literally for real when he says that shit. That motherfucker will fight till his last breath.
All right,
you saw it in that Tyson Fury versus Wilder fight. You saw that shit.
That's a good point.
I can't get my head round that he says Deontay Wilder is the best fighter he's seen in the last 40 years.
No, he says Fury.
Yeah.
Fury's a.
No, he said Deontay Wilder is the best fighter we've seen in the last 40 years. Right? That's what the caller said.
Dead Boxing, can you confirm that? Because I thought you said that Fury was the best one you've seen.
He's just picked Schwarz to beat Fury. How's that the case? How can you pick Fury as the greatest fighter you've seen in 40 years, then pick Schwarz to beat him? I mean, that don't make fucking sense. He said it about Wilder. Now he says Wilder's the best fighter he's seen in the last 40 years. Yeah, he just lost.
Yes.
To Fury, everyone saw it. Everyone, and yet the guy that beat him, you're coming out saying that he's going to get sparked out by some nobody. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You connect the dots, and it's just not connecting.
No.
You're trying to connect.
All right, let the caller respond. Let the caller respond. Let the caller.
Bro, Tom Schwarz is a man from Germany. Tom Schwarz is not a nobody, and I'm gonna give you. You need to give respect to all these boxers. Whether you think he's a bum or not, this man is risking his life in the ring. So, Tom Schwarz is a man. He's an undefeated heavyweight boxer with great knockout power, and we're gonna see tonight. I mean, and about Deontay Wilder, I said Deontay Wilder was the best fighter I have seen in my lifetime. When you add up his knockouts, when you add up his charisma outside the ring, when you add up, his undefeated record, when you add that up, to me, I mean, I can make an argument with you. Who you want to argue with? Who you? Let's put that up. Who you think?
Hold on. Boxing style. Hold on. If the question is, who is better than Deontay Wilder in our lifetimes?
Who do you think? I didn't say who is, because I'm telling you what I think.
Okay. So I'll tell you this. Okay, I'll say this. Okay, I'll say this. I think Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer I've ever seen in my lifetime, and a whole lot better than Deontay Wilder, because contrary to Deontay Wilder, Mayweather never got outboxed by a guy who had only fought once in 1 year. And he beat a whole lot of Hall of Famers. How many Hall of Famers has Deontay Wilder beaten? How many Hall of Famers has he knocked out? How many world-class boxers has he outboxed? That's my argument right there about why I think Mayweather is a whole lot better than Deontay Wilder.
It ain't just Mayweather. If you talk about the heavyweight division, you could say Tyson,
Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. Those guys are much better.
Lennox Lewis is kind of stylistically could be a bad matchup because he's kind of stiff.
Lennox Lewis.
I'm not saying he won't win. I'm not saying he won't win. I'm just saying
Lennox Lewis, greatest Canadian amateur of all time. He won a gold medal for Canada.
And let's not put Wilder's name anywhere near his. Just don't insult Lennox Lewis by putting Deontay Wilder beside him. Just don't do it.
All right, listen, caller.
The problem that I've noticed when I listen to you guys, bro.
Go ahead.
I like you guys' show, bro. I've been listening for a long time, bro, and I've called in a few times. But the problem that I have, man, and I don't want you guys to take this wrong, but I
come on, just say it. Just say it.
First, I'm gonna say y'all biased, bro.
All right.
Second, I'm not gonna say this, bro, but from watching the shows, bro, the little comments that I hear, I hear a lot of racism.
Oh,
a lot of racism, and I'm not calling anyone a racist. You just did.
You just did. No, hold on. Just listen. Hold on. Dead game. Go all the way, man. Either call us racist or don't say, or say that we're not. You can't go. You can't half-ass it and say there's little comments.
I'm saying what I hear. I'm not calling you a racist, bro. I'm saying some of the stuff that I hear, it's on the edge, bro. It's borderline, and I'm telling you, you don't even see it. I have friends, you know what I'm saying, that are not racist, and they do racist things. They don't see it. So I'm not calling you a racist. I'm saying some of the stuff y'all say, the way y'all act, some of the things y'all go on is borderline racist.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If we're not, you're not calling us racist, so you're saying we're not racist. So what does it matter then if what we say sounds racist? If we're not racist, what matter does it?
Because you guys don't see the way what y'all say. Y'all
but we're not racist. So what does it matter?
When y'all have people who listen to y'all have a lot of people who listen to y'all who don't call in, who don't type, who don't do nothing, just listen.
Okay.
And when we hear certain things, the slangs and certain things y'all say, we pick up on it, bro.
But who cares? Who cares if we're? You just said we're not. You just said you just said we're not racist. Actions speak louder than words. So if we do say things that you might construe as racist, who cares? We're not racist. You just said it yourself. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Hey, listen, that game. You can't listen. If you wanna say something,
I'm not gonna call I'm not going to call anyone a racist, bro.
Fantastic.
I'm just telling you my opinion, bro.
That's okay.
I'm a fan of boxing. I like you guys' show.
That's okay. But here's the thing, though. Here's the problem, though. That game. Here's the problem. You said that Wilder's the best fighter you've seen, and you're 40 years old. And then I countered by saying Mayweather's the best fighter. And listen, you're close to my age, so he must have been the best fighter also. I mean, he's a fighter of your generation as well. So are you telling me...
I'm not going to... Dude, I love... Dude, now, when you said Mayweather, bro, you messed me up. I mean, you did mess me up because out inside the ring, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that, bro. Mayweather did it. But I think we still got a little time left for Deontay to do something spectacular and maybe do something better than what Mayweather.
No, homie, listen, bro. Your opinion would matter. Would make more sense if you said in the heavyweight division, a little more reasonable. But if you say boxer overall, all weight divisions considered, hell to the fucking no. There's no way. Like, you cannot, no way whatsoever.
In every division, who is the baddest man on the planet? The heavyweight champion is the baddest man on the planet,
but like,
brother.
we're talking about boxing as in
what I'm
general, like
saying?
skill set, everything, all that shit combined, bro.
I understand what you're saying. And yes, I love Floyd Mayweather. Hey, bro. Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather. I love Floyd inside the ring.
Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather. That's a great point.
So I'm just telling you my opinion, bro. It's just my opinion. I mean, I think Deontay Wilder is special, bro.
All right.
I think Floyd was special. But I think Deontay Wilder, I mean, I'm not gonna say Floyd is better.
All right.
And I like Floyd, bro.
Yeah, but doesn't Deontay Wilder have to prove to be the best in his era before we start talking about the best of the last 40 years? I mean, say we like about Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson had his ups and downs in his career, but Wilder's not even got close to
Mike Tyson
achieve what.
Mike Tyson never won a big fight in his life.
And nor has Wilder. Wilder's not one of the only big fight Wilder's been in. He got schooled by a fat guy.
You brought up Tyson. Wait, you brought up Tyson, and let's talk about Tyson. Name me one big fight Tyson won.
Yeah, but
all right, hold on.
I asked,
Bruno.
To a point. No, listen. Let me answer his question, please. To a point. Can I answer you, please? To a point, you've got a point. You have, because I've always argued that Mike Tyson's resume wasn't that great. But when you go through the resume, there's still a lot better names than what's on Deontay.
Hold on, guys. Come on. Hold on, guys.
Don't get me messed up. I like Tyson, but you brought up Tyson, and I just said, what big fight? I mean, he won the belt at 20 years old, but I'm just saying, Evander Holyfield waxed him. Lennox waxed him. I mean, every time he stepped up, he lost.
Evander Holyfield. That Holyfield that beat.
We have to give these guys. We have to give.
Do you want me to call back when I can actually get a word in?
Okay, hold on. Listen, guys, we got to clarify something. We got to clarify something here. First of all, the volume on the calls, it's about as high as it can go right now. We can't boost the volume on the calls and up anymore. So when the caller is talking, please try to refrain from, just mute your mic, because any little sound that you make is going to block his voice. Second of all, there's a bit of a delay between what the caller hears and what we say here on Google Hangouts, okay? So just keep that in mind, and that's why there's a bit of an overlap here whenever we talk. But anyway, listen, that game, I don't want to get into this whole Tyson Wilder thing. I think we got your point, and Stu said as well that Mike Tyson's resume is a little bit thin, and I do agree. Listen, we can judge a fighter and we can predict how well he might do, because I've said it before about Deontay Wilder. His defense pretty good. Even though it's unconventional and it's not perfect, he makes it work. He's got that power, which is lethal, and we'll see what happens. He right now the heavyweight division is wide open for somebody to build a great resume. You got Fury, you got Joshua who's still in the game, you got Ruiz, you got some up-and-comers like Dubois and Joyce. So I think it's going to be very interesting. So that game, anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Look, man, all I want to say is I like you guys' show. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, bro. You know, and I'll call in probably Monday. When your next show after the fight? When y'all showing after the fight? When is your next scheduled show?
Possibly
Are y'all
midweek.
doing a show after the Tyson fight?
Nah, that's too late. That's too late. But
if it's an upset, yeah, most likely BDA would do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. If it's an upset, probably I'll stay up just for that shit. And by the way, that game.
I love black people. I love black people.
No problem here. Love people. The only people we discriminate against here.
Man. Look, bro. That's why I don't call people racist, bro. But I just wanted to say what was on my mind, bro. Sometimes when I hear you guys, it disappoints me because of like some of the, you know. But it's all good, bro.
But okay, but dead game. I'm gonna tell you something right now here, because that's BDA Boxing is all about the truth. The only people that I will discriminate against, and that's I'll admit it, Irish people. They come to the United States. They try to take our jobs away. You know, they're always sucking the Pope's feet. I don't like Irish people. I'm saying it right now.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm a black man, and I've done research, bro. And Irish people in this country, I'm not gonna say was treated just as bad as black people, but bro, let me tell you something, bro.
Oh no.
We all one race, bro.
No.
The human race, bro.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
And look, man, I'm just being real, bro. We love. It's about love for everybody, bro.
All right.
And I love Irish people just like I love black people, bro. For real. For real.
I disagree about the Irish people.
And hold on, they got some asshole Irish people too. Conor McGregor.
There we go.
We're gonna leave that alone.
All right.
Now I like Conor too, but hey, bro, I like Irish people. I like you guys' show. And I will be calling back after the Tyson fight because y'all will be on.
Fantastic. All right, man.
I love Irish Lucky Charms, the cereal, bro. Fucking the leprechaun shit, definitely.
All right, Dead Game. Thank you for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
Beautiful message to end the call there.
Bless.
All right, fantastic.
Bless.
All right, so that was Dead Game Boxing right there. Unity, strength for all. We should play a Kumbaya song next time he comes in. By the way, before we continue, we've got we got Recognize the Matrix on the line.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
And we've got Precise on the line as well, just came in.
Dependent upon how you interpret the data.
What's up with all the transvestites in Hollywood, though?
Because if you're a postmodernist and you don't have any standards, you're always going to keep moving the goalpost, and you're never going to stick to your own standards because you don't have any standards.
That's right. All right. We've got Precise and Recognize on the line. Gentlemen, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, fantastic. Always glad to have you guys on board. All right, you know what? We just got to
stick up for the Irish and say that Irish people are good people by me.
Don't do this to me, Recognize. Don't do this to me. Not now.
I have to do it to you. The Irish people have been good to me, so what can I say?
All right, listen. I just wanna say what Dead Game Boxing, who called in here. I just want to address the issue. Listen, if you want to call me a racist, fine. I don't give a fuck. But at least go all the way. And I know he didn't. He says he didn't really mean to call us racist. But when you start talking about, well, you say things that sound racist. All right. Well, if I say something that sounds racist, or if I say something that sounds violent, or something that sounds gay, all right. I don't. So what? I mean,
you think you're queer? I'm gonna tell you something. We're all queer.
All right. Now that's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is, actions speak louder.
I disagree with that.
What I'm saying is actions speak louder than words. And listen, look at the fucking panel we've got here. Everybody's invited except the Irish. I already told you that. So
wait. I believe Stu is Irish, bro.
Nah, he's
Fuck
half.
Stu.
He's half.
Fuck Stu and Jimmy. Fuck them all. Fuck the Irish.
Listen, I don't get offended. That's the thing. I can sit here and smile about it. I'm not a whiny little bitch, so I can take it on the chin. There's certain Irish people I don't fucking like. You go to an Irish function, where there's a lot of family, they get all drinking. Couldn't think of a worse place to be. They're hideous when they're drunk. So I got no problem with anyone disliking them. Just take it on the chin. I do.
All right, now I want to
It's
make
like the Puerto Rican Day. It's like the Puerto Rican Day.
When
It's
they
like the
drink,
Puerto
they're
Rican Day
actually more
parade. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, now hold on. Let's address what the Dead Game said, because he made a good point. He said just because a guy hasn't beaten anybody doesn't mean he can't win the big fight, which is true. I mean, but in order to do that, you have to judge a fighter by the potential he has, by what he shows you, even when he's beating up guys that aren't as good as the future pound for pound fighter or whatever he's going to be fighting. But for what do you guys think? Looking at Schwarz, do you think he has a shot, or is this just pretty already written? Is the result already written down?
He's not as fat as Fury, so maybe he has a shot.
Yeah, if we're judging on fatness.
I don't know much about him, but
I've never seen him fight. So
he's undefeated. There's no real. I looked at his resume. There's not a ton of world beaters there. He looks in better shape than what's his name, Fury. So, but that doesn't usually mean anything. I mean, look, maybe it'll be another upset. Who knows? I mean,
they probably picked him because it won't be, but
right.
I really can't have an opinion because I've never seen a damn guy fight. So
he's well schooled. He's well schooled. That's for sure.
Hey,
and
I heard that he ate 6 Snickers bars, so he has a good shot. It's gonna be a good fight.
Snickers bars are pretty good, man. I eat them.
Yeah.
I still eat them.
Best chocolate bar around for me. It's the only chocolate bar. I'm not a chocolate man, but when I go and get a packet of crisps and a chocolate bar, Snickers is always the choice.
All right, stop being a racist. Stop being a racist, by the way. Stop being a racist.
There's no chocolate in the Snickers bar. Sorry, guys. There's no chocolate.
Yeah, probably not, but it fucking tastes like chocolate. That'll do.
By the way, I don't like Snickers bars because it's owned by Irish people. But give me a Butterfinger any day. There's no Butterfingers here in Canada for some weird reason, or at least in Quebec. But anyway, sticking with the Schwarz thing. Schwarz, like I said, he's pretty well schooled. He does have power. It is the heavyweight division. But if you want to catch Tyson Fury, you really have to work your way in and set up the shots, and you got to feint. And I don't know if he can do it.
Well, hopefully he can knock him out like Steve Rose got laid out. Maybe we could talk about Tyson Fury being a good fighter.
Well, that you bring up a good point. Because Tyson Fury, everybody thinks he's going to win. He is the favorite. And we know how he's going to win. He's going to dance. He's going to jab. He's going to throw sloppy right hands. He's going to make faces. And it's going to go 12 rounds.
Really? Come on. You think so, BDA? You don't think he's going to come to knock this guy out and show who, hype up the Wilder fight? Show everybody that he's back. The Mac is back. You mean sarcastic? No, I'm saying, like, I've seen Tyson Fury, like what he did to Chisora, for example. He fucked that dude up, knocked him out, stopped him, right?
Right.
Why can't he do that? If he's back and better than ever before, which is what they're saying, then I think we're at a point where we should be expecting those kind of performances from Tyson again. There's not anything he hasn't done before.
Yeah, he better put on a performance. I don't want to see no fucking that retard shit where he's sticking his tongue out and he's sticking his head out with his hands down and just stinking the joint out. You can't be doing that when you've just signed a big contract with ESPN and the focus is on you. You're the big event tonight, and you have to go and put on a fucking show. So I'm hoping that that's what he does. He comes forward, and a bit like the Chisora performance, where he did come forward and pile the pressure on Chisora, and he ended up stopping him. I think Chisora quit in the end because he couldn't take the punishment anymore. So that proves Tyson Fury's got it in him.
Stu, that's some gypsy tactics. That's what it is. Gypsy tactics, I like to call them.
Yeah, well, gypsy tactics will get you knocked out.
Well, and ultimately, that's how he beats Wilder. He has to take the fight to him, at least in spots. So, I want to see that Tyson Fury, at least in spots here and there, because he can't just, flick a jab at Wilder and hope to get a decision again. I don't think anyway. I think he's going to have to put some hurt on him and not get knocked out.
Honestly, guys, I'd rather see Andy Ruiz fight Wilder. That would be much more entertaining. Way more entertaining. I mean, Wilder versus Fury is going to be entertaining as well. Like, to me, I mean, I went to the actual event. It was pretty dope. But
Boxing
Wilder
style.
Ruiz is going to be, oh my God. It's going to be
Boxing
insane.
style. I've noticed, man. You've been getting a real hard on for Andy Ruiz lately, isn't you? He's your new favourite fighter, isn't he?
It's the fatness, bro.
Well, no, wait, hold on. You made a bet with Precise, right?
Oh yeah, I think I probably. Well, he didn't say anything. What are we betting on? I said yeah.
But the bet's happening. Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
you're okay. So you're certain that Ruiz is gonna beat AJ no matter what, no matter where they fight.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if it's in England, probably too, because I mean he didn't win a single goddamn round, bro. He didn't win one fucking round. He did not. Like, go look at that shit again. He did not win a single fucking round,
But
bro.
did Andy Ruiz to you won the first 2 rounds convincingly? I mean, I don't remember seeing that.
It was pretty convincing because he made him
first
miss
2
the
rounds.
jab and made him miss with the right hand and then countered him. Like what
Josh,
power punches.
I thought Joshua clearly won the first round. It was close, but I thought he landed the better shots. I thought you could have given him the second round. To say he didn't win any round, that's a bit of a stretch for me.
That's what I saw. I mean, with Povetkin fight was pretty much the same, but not really. The 5th round, you could give it to AJ. You could have given it, obviously, what was it, 7th round he knocked him out, or 6th round? I can't remember.
7th round, yeah.
Yeah, 7th round, the 6th and the 5th, you could have given to him. But the 1st to the 4th, Povetkin was smashing him. He was doing all kinds of shit.
In the chat, Hawker Mustang says that Fury is 6'8" and he punches like a welterweight. Do you guys agree that Fury doesn't have? Do you guys agree with that? Fury doesn't have that much power. I think he does have power, though.
He has a lot of power. He just doesn't use his power.
He doesn't commit his punches. That's all it is. He didn't put all his body away.
Yeah, he doesn't plant his feet really, and he takes a lot off his shots. It's like I said, for some reason he just doesn't put everything into his shots, and that's why he's not getting people out there. But you don't stop Derek Chisora if you can't punch, because Derek Chisora has proved to have a very, very good chin. I mean, I know he's been knocked out by Hay and Dillian White, but if you go back and watch them fights, they're 2 of the best punches you're ever likely to see. So Derek Chisora's a tough guy, a very good chin, and Fury beat him up. So yes, Fury does have the power, but like the guy said, he takes a lot off his shots.
People are saying that Fury's a slapper. Fury's overrated.
He is. He's a slapper. Yeah. He's overrated. He is. He's overrated.
Slaps also hurt too. You know that? Slaps fucking hurt too. Slaps rock fucking Wilder, bro.
Yeah, but they used to say the same about Calzaghe, but Calzaghe used to hurt people, drop them, have them in all sorts of bother with them slaps.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like most fighters, he will slap some shots and some shots not at all. Like his right hand is not a slap. When he goes to the body with the hooks, those aren't slaps. So yeah, his jab is a little weak here and there, and his hooks upstairs, he'll slap them a lot. But to say that that's all he does isn't accurate.
Yeah, 75% of Wilder's punches are slaps. Go back and watch his fights. It's just the ones that he does land clean are fucking devastating. But a lot of his punches are slaps.
Ruiz's punches apparently were slaps to it for some people, but it's not. They were actual fucking punches, knuckle to the face.
Some of them were. A lot of them were.
The temple.
A lot of them were rabbit shots behind the head too.
Yeah, rabbit shots. They were the sloppy punches, bro. Just when Joshua just froze up. It was like when in the Wizard of Oz when it rained and the Tin Man just froze up. That's what Joshua did.
Yeah, Joshua's at fault at that. The way he was just like the way he got so aggressive against Andy Ruiz. Just like fucking digging in, ducking in, and those sloppy punches that are gonna land behind the back of your head sometimes. Sometimes you gotta look at the fight, the fighter who's on the receiving end of it, and I think that was AJ's fault. The temple shots what did it.
Well, I mean, the reason why rabbit shots are illegal is because you're really.
Yeah, it's illegal. I'm not saying it's not.
No. I'm saying the reason why they are illegal is because you're very fragile there, you're sensitive there, and not that big of a shot will hurt you a lot. That's why they're illegal. It could kill you, actually.
Yeah, you take a guy, and you hit him in the back of the head the right way, you could fuck him up real bad, 100%.
That's true. I'm not denying that. But the first knockdown that AJ got was not from a back the head.
It was a good hook. It was a legit hook above the ear. It was nothing wrong with that shot, no doubt. It didn't knock him out cold. It hurt him, no doubt about it.
So is it finalized that I mean, I haven't heard anything that AJ is going to fight him in a rematch. He's going to fight Ruiz.
I don't know what's going to happen now.
No, because there's a lot of posturing, right? Go ahead. Pucci.
Yeah, well, now Fury's talking about he's going to fight Ruiz. Now he wants Ruiz. So maybe there's something that we don't know about because because he's supposed to be fighting. He's supposed to be fighting Wilder if Wilder wins against Ortiz. But now he keeps mentioning Ante Ruiz. So is there something that's going on?
Mucho, I've said this. I've said that right after the upset. I said there's a rematch clause, but I don't believe. I'm sorry, Stu. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stu.
If Stu ain't saying anything,
I'm sorry, my bad. Listen,
no, go ahead, man. Go ahead. There's a massive delay.
I was gonna say, remember, like right after the show. I mean, right after the fight, after the upset, we were talking about the immediate rematch. I said I wouldn't be so surprised if somebody talks him out of it, and he's fighting someone else. Maybe the belts get separated because of that, but I could see that happening. Him fighting someone else other than AJ.
Matrix boxing history. Well, I'll
tell you what.
Boxing.
I can't do that.
I gotta say this. The boxing, historically, they're saying that it's actually not a good thing if AJ just goes into the rematch automatically.
All right, you sound muffled.
You sound like shit. What the fuck did you do? Yeah,
sounds finger over the mic.
Boxing style. It sounds like you got it sounds like you got the microphone in your asshole. You gotta take it out, man. What?
I'm sorry.
Okay, there you go.
Or he's got the microphone in his cereal.
Let me just jump in here.
Hey, do you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that, but historically, they're saying it's a bad matchup if AJ does automatically jump into the rematch over like taking a tune-up fight and then going into the fight because he lost very convincingly, like dominated in most people's eyes, and that's not good. It wasn't like a one punch and that was it. He got lights out and that was it. He got boxed up and he got knocked down 4 times. That's not good. Even George Foreman is saying that. A lot of people are saying that. So in people's eyes, it might not be a good thing.
Look, there's nowhere for Joshua to go. Nowhere at all but to take that rematch. And let's be real, you could talk about Fury, Wilder, all you like. Andrew Ruiz, money talks, and no one's going to pay Andrew Ruiz the money that Anthony Joshua can. And Joshua has to take that rematch, or he can say goodbye to his fan base and his big events and his big pay-per-view numbers, because boxing fans are fickle. If you get bashed up by a guy and then just go another route and try and
Andrew Ruiz got a big Mexican fan base, bro. He has a big Mexican fan base. There's no chance he's gonna be if he wins a.
What on earth are you talking about,
dude? He's got like 1 million subscribers right now on his fucking Twitter account. He was like 89,000. It jumped to 1 million.
Yeah, but I don't know what you want about. Why are you bringing up subscribers?
I'm just telling you that he's becoming much more famous.
What is he talking about? Someone help me out here.
Yeah, but the point is that if he doesn't fight AJ next,
it doesn't matter.
They could freeze him out in court. They'll take him to court, freeze his ass out. He won't be able to fight anybody. They could do that.
Yeah, I got that precise, but he's willing to fight him. Exactly. But if the fight doesn't happen,
they're gonna fight, man. It's gonna happen, bro. It's all, in my opinion, it's all a bunch of posturing. Fury is talking about Ruiz. Ruiz is talking about Wilder. They're just hyping up this lackluster division, but their plans are already set in motion. And Wilder and Fury are gonna fight at least once, maybe 2 times before the winner of that fight, or both of those guys, either one of those guys, faces the winner of AJ Ruiz. We got like a little tournament going on right now, man, and it's all contrived. None of this shit is spontaneous. Sorry.
Yeah, everything's already planned out in advance. You guys know that they're negotiating the rematch as we speak. If it's not done already, it's just dependent upon Tyson Fury maybe getting his win today or tonight rather, and then everything.
Hearn is pissed off because AJ wants to fight in America.
I mean,
and Hearn doesn't want that because you know how it is.
Michael Stockton. Yeah, I think he should fight in America. He could put that. I mean, listen, he's not. Like I said it in my video. He ain't going to get no credit coming back to his safe space in the UK, where people are going to say that he could take his peds. That's for another topic. But it's like the credit won't be there. He has to put. It's like someone in the chat, that the comment section, they mentioned when Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Ratman. He went to Ratman's backyard to fight Ratman and beat him in style, and the third fight wasn't needed. And I think that's what you got to do. I think if Joshua can go back to Ruiz's backyard, put on a great display, I don't think anyone really be calling for the trilogy, but to bring it back to the UK and back to his safe space, where everything can go his way. And I don't. That's not a world champion for me. That's a home track bully, and I don't want Joshua to be that.
All right. Well, I mean, there you have it. It's certainly getting interesting now. All this talking. By the way, Stu, what are people saying in England about Anthony Joshua in the media? How are people looking at him now?
But I don't know really. It's a weird one. I mean, Michael Stott says that Anthony Joshua is more popular now than ever, but I mean, it depends what you're popular for. I mean, that extra popularity is basically from memes of him being sparked out and just getting embarrassed. I mean, a lot of these people have tuned in now to Anthony Joshua, know who he is, for a terrible defeat. So is that the sort of popularity he wants? I mean, is that the sort of popularity that's going to fill up stadiums? Because, like I said, boxing fans, they'll turn on you, mate, after a bad defeat. They're not loyal boxing fans, and I just got a feeling that Joshua could have lost a lot of his clout after that defeat.
No publicity is bad publicity. He turns around, beats Ruiz, and he's gonna win all those, because, like you say, they're fickle. As soon as he beats Ruiz, all those fans are gonna jump that dick again.
Yeah, that's exactly true. That is exactly true. He's got to do it in style, and that's why he has to go to America to do it. Because then there's no excuses, isn't it?
By the way, we've got sorry, Gonzalo just dropped in, and
Lobito, shut up.
All right, hold on, take it easy, fucking Gonzalo. What's the matter with you?
He's talking to his
what's
dog.
up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Bought a punching bag yesterday. Shut up.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Lobito.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Jesus Christ, are you cocaine, man?
Oh, Jesus. BDA momentarily thought he was talking to him.
Yeah.
The dog is the dog chewing up the punching bag?
Do it again, please.
Do it again? Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Lobito. Shut up. Lobito. Shut up.
Lobito.
Where are you?
We can do more picture.
Lobito. Some people
Okay, hold on. I can't stop it now. All right. Sorry about that, Gonzalo. All right.
Yeah.
So
some people are saying that Andy Ruiz is more popular, could be more popular than Canelo Alvarez, exponentially. Kind of like overnight sensation thing, and he could probably take over one of his dates, like the May or September, if he gets a big fight going.
If you take all the women and bitches out of the equation, yeah, he's probably more popular.
Yeah, he's got more fans. That's true. He's probably got more boxing fans.
Well, like right now, since he doesn't give, and I don't totally agree with this because he's Mexican American, but I'm not going to get into the politics of it. He gives more credit to Mexico. He went to the White House in Mexico and all. So I don't think the United States fans are really recognizing him. But, there's a lot of Mexicans, Americans in the United States that will pay for it. But over on the Mexican side, obviously, he's the first Mexican American champion. So
hey, Gonzalo, do you think that Ruiz could fight in Azteca Stadium?
I don't know if he's gonna fight in Mexico because.
No, but could he? Like, if he actually fought there, do you think it would fill out?
Possibly, yes. People will go because
depends on the ticket.
He's a heavyweight.
Price.
What was that?
I don't know.
This fight's gonna be in Vegas, bro. It's gonna be in Vegas. It's gonna be a lot of people watching this shit. It's gonna be
No,
intense.
basically like Mexico, you know. Those things.
Oh,
It
The
is.
worst place to have fights, man. Vegas is the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst, but you know how many people go there to watch fights.
The money's there for sure.
well, you know
I mean,
what?
yo, I didn't know Mexico had a White House.
No, it's called.
Casablanca.
It's called.
Los Pinos.
It's a brown house, bro. It's
No,
not-
it's
Put it this
Come
way,
on, man.
for it to be in Mexico, it's gonna have to be 100,000. It's gonna have to be a football stadium. So
well,
it
they
means-
have it.
Well, yeah, of course they do. But Anthony Joshua fighting in that heat outside, get out of here. He wouldn't last.
Yeah, you're right. The smog and everything, man.
Of course,
They should
man.
put it-
elevation.
They should put it in Pontiac, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but I mean, Mexico. It's a good idea. It sounds a good idea. 100,000, and the Mexicans would go because it was their chance to see a heavyweight title fight there. They'd definitely fill it. But Anthony Joshua just won't cope with the humidity, the heat. He would blow after 2-3 rounds.
I heard White Hart Lane is a possibility. Why the fuck would they do that there?
Have you seen that stadium? It's one of the best stadiums in England, mate.
I don't like Tottenham, so
No, but it's a brand new stadium. It costs over $1 billion.
yeah, I saw it.
$1.5 billion, I think it costs. It's a
$1
fucking
billion?
masterpiece of a stadium. And $1 billion, yeah, over $1 billion the stadium costs. And it's a fucking beautiful stadium. And I think where Joshua is now is 65,000. I think where Joshua is now, that's more the capacity we're talking now. I think the 90,000 right now. Because even before the defeat, the numbers were getting lower and lower. If you go and watch the attendances, they were dropping, and I think the Spurs Stadium could be a perfect fight for him, and it's in London as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Stu. I think in Mexico it's the altitude.
Yeah, of course it is, bro. Yeah.
The altitude, but Las Vegas is a desert. That's where you would have more humidity and heat. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
was
that's
stationed in Barstow, California. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, but that's in an arena, bro, with air conditioning. That's in an arena with air conditioning. When you're outside in a football stadium, there is no air conditioning. You to get 100,000, it'd have to be in a stadium, and the heat and the altitude, humidity. Joshua with air conditioning and good altitude blows after fucking.
It's true. Stu, you're right. And the last time we saw some English people in the Azteca Stadium, they lost to Argentina. So I don't think they can make it there. I'm talking about the hand of God.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking. I know exactly what you're talking about. We got fucking robbed that day. You say what you like. The fucking hand of God robbed us that day. And now Joshua will never fight in Mexico. Like I said, it just would be pointless. He wouldn't last. His tank's terrible as it is.
It doesn't matter what Joshua wants. It's what Ruiz wants.
Oh, come on.
It don't
Stop it, bro. Just
Come
stop it already.
Come on. Are you creaming? Did you? There's probably stipulations in the contract. AJ still has a lot of control over that rematch.
Who cares about
the
contracts?
location?
Boxing style's there. That's all. It's what boxing style says.
Look, man, the location and his purse and possible dates are already in there. Is it up to, can he still negotiate some of the details? Sure. But if Hearn wants to be a dickhead, from what I heard, like he's guaranteed $10 million in a rematch, and it's in the UK. That's the rumors I've been hearing. But, they could obviously, that's subject to change if AJ wants to do it somewhere else, or if Ruiz threatens them with, fighting somebody else and they don't want to go to courts and, they convince them, maybe they give them 15 or something like that. Whatever the case may be, Wilder ain't paying Ruiz $10 million, man. I just don't see that happening.
But wait a minute. Where's the fight going to take place according to your contract stipulations?
Well, in the contract, it says the UK, right? But if AJ wants to redeem himself in New York, what's Hearn going to do? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Let's stop the foreplay. Let's stick it in already. If the rematch happens, whether it's in Shambhala or whether it's in California, who wins the fight? That's what I'm interested in.
AJ.
50-50.
Depends, man.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
It depends if because I don't like the way AJ talks, man. He talks like a guy who, bit of a loser, man. I'm relieved. I'm relieved that I lost the fight. Like, I don't know. Maybe. Hold on. Let me just say this. Maybe it was something that he needs to get off his chest. But it's like, I don't know if I'll be admitting that he got it off his chest. He lost. If he can do what guys in the past have done, then we might have a special fighter.
Listen,
but I don't. Right now, I'm on the fence on that. So.
Recognize this is what happens when you give everything on a platter to a guy. You know, when he's.
I agree.
When he's comfortable with it, when a bit of adversity comes his way, he doesn't know how to deal with it. And like you said, the pressure is a thing that surely you know that when you become the heavyweight champion of the world, you're going to have pressure. And I understand he's had pressure for a while now, but he built this. He wanted to go to America. He wanted to crack the US market for greed. He could have stayed in the UK, got 25 million a fight, and had the Brian Nielsen record sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
People got Brian Nielsen was like fucking 49-0, right? I won't exaggerate.
He was a great one. That and still made the same sort of money because he could have done, but he decided he wanted to go to America to prove himself. And he put a lot of pressure on himself, and Eddie Hearn did as well. I mean, Eddie Hearn's negotiating contracts with fighters when he's got Ruiz in front of him. I mean, how disrespectful is that? Do you know what I mean? That's just
yes, yeah.
And for everybody,
go on, Pete. Go on.
No, like for everybody who says that AJ will make more money in America, explain to me why he got more money for Povetkin than he did for Andy Ruiz. That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, he's done it for boxing reasons, and you've got to give him credit for that. But the pressure got on top of him. I mean, with what sort of champion is having panic attacks before a fight? I mean, is that true?
It doesn't make sense.
So you believe that, Stu? You believe the?
I'll tell you why. It's because the reason why he made more money on Povetkin is because nobody thought Ruiz had a shot. Well, most people didn't think. Well, anybody that knows who Ruiz was.
No, AJ had his money purse already guaranteed. Whether he was fighting Miller or whether he was fighting Ruiz, he already got his money, and he got more for Povetkin. And the reason why they came to US is because it's on the zone, and the zone just opened up a new market in the United States, and they need to promote themselves in the United States to sell the subscriptions. So maybe with due time, AJ, if everything goes according to plan, he will make more money in the United States. But for the time being, he's just investing in himself and the zone.
Yeah, sounds just about right. Like, if he was getting more money for the Povetkin fight and he got less money, it sounds like an investment plan. It just went wrong. That's what happened. Look, the guy, and I think I talked to you guys about this, and I made the point that, look, man, if you look at AJ's upbringing, it kind of like details a guy who was built up, right? It wasn't. Now, I'm not saying that his learning on the job is not organic, but the spot that he was given wasn't. Like it just wasn't. It was kind of built, and of course he had to do his part. And he's one of those guys that, to me, he needs to fail in order to get better. I think that's the thing. So he tests out the fighting out of his comfort zone, goes to America, and he loses. Maybe that's what he needed, right?
Like maybe recognize.
Listen to him.
I hope for all the AJ fans out there, that's true. I hope so.
The thing is, recognize. Even if he works on a few things, you can't get a new trainer and work on heart, courage, and will to win. He showed none of it, bro. And I just got a feeling that I think once he's dipping his head in deep waters again, the same thing could sort of happen, because once a quitter, always a quitter sort of thing. I don't think he quit. I agree with what Precise said. I don't think he actually quit on purpose. I just don't think he had nothing left to give. So I don't think
exactly.
It's not like he it's not like he made a Zab Judah or a Darrell excuse or an Amir Khan.
Yeah, he didn't try.
He got to try, didn't he? He got to try. Just weren't good enough.
Yeah, he tried, and he couldn't continue anymore. He knew he didn't have anything else left in the tank, and that's it. Because he did get back up like multiple times.
Four times, that means he's not a quitter. I mean,
exactly.
The quitters don't get up 4 times.
Wait a minute. The fact that he got back up, took steps to the corner, and then couldn't step forward when he could have actually stepped forward, means that he fucking quit.
No, you don't get it, man.
No, boxing style
is what Lomachenko does to his opponents. That's what he fucking did to him.
Go look at the Castillo versus Corrales fight. Corrales was showing signs of a guy that you thought it was coming to an end because he was breaking down mentally. Okay, what you're confusing a guy who's getting fucked up, and it's like, oh shit, I'm getting fucked up, and saying I quit. Like, no. Listen, dude, I'm getting so fucked up that I don't know where he's at. I gotta quit. There's two differences. He got back. He was getting fucked up. He went back to the corner, and they asked him if he wanted to continue. He said yes. He probably didn't really mean it, and the referee stopped the fight. Look, dude, that's not a quitter.
Dude, he talked to his corner on the side where you could tell that he didn't want nothing to no part of it.
Okay, he's lost, bro. He's getting
no, but you're comparing like a Lomachenko opponent. Like let's compare Rigondeaux to Joshua. Rigondeaux, who's getting pieced up, getting schooled, right, but not hurt. Still had loads in the tank. Just quit on his stool because he didn't want to get embarrassed anymore.
No, Rigondeaux's quit was
let me finish boxing style.
Yeah,
please, bro. Joshua was getting up. All right, he was falling back over again, but he was getting up. Rigondeaux didn't show no heart whatsoever. He was losing, and he wasn't getting beat up, but he was losing, getting schooled, and he didn't want to get embarrassed anymore. Just to save face, he quit. That's completely different than getting up and just getting rolled over again. It's just different. I just don't think Joshua. Yes, in a way, I know what you're saying, but he looked at the ref and thought, "I've got fuck all to give. What's the point?" So I don't just quit. At least he tried.
I'm gonna give you an example, Stu. I told you guys that I used to work as a bouncer, right? So there was this one guy. He's getting jumped by like 4 guys. He's getting beat up. At one point, they were kicking. Now, before he was getting beat up, he was whipping ass. At a certain point, we couldn't help him. He's across the street, right? So we can't help him. We can't go that far. So he's getting pieced up. He's getting beat up. He's getting stomped out. He starts running. So when he runs, one guy runs in back of him. He turned around and knocked the guy out that was jumping him. Will you call him a quitter? Because he ran, he got up and said, "Let me get the fuck out of here."
You're talking about he's being jumped. That's a totally different thing.
But no. Here's my point. He's getting the reason why he ran is because at first he was doing good. Then he was getting beat up. He started to get beat the shit out of. That he said, "Okay, it's time for me to get the fuck out of here." Now look. They mistaken that. What I'm trying to say is the guy mistaken that as him being a coward. Actually, they're the cowards and ran it back at him when it was a one-on-one situation where he said, "I quit," and he had to turn back. Boom, he knocked him out. What I'm saying is he didn't quit. He was getting beat the fuck out of. No, he didn't quit. He didn't quit because if he would have quit, he would have kept running. He would have just kept running. That's my point.
Yo, bro. Yeah, Matrix, but that's like him trying to get advantage, a leverage over because he's being fucking double team, triple team, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's totally
different. Still mentality. He's getting beat up. He didn't run when he wasn't getting beat up. He wasn't running.
All right, let Gonzalo say something. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
So apparently he was out of his senses after the 3rd round. After that punch, he didn't even know what was going on. So I mean, if we think of it like that, he wasn't even conscious himself, like fully, what was going on. So
yeah, well, can I
interject something real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Precise. Go ahead,
man.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just checked the odds, and for some odd reason, Wilder Joshua is basically a 50-50 fight according to the bookies, and Joshua is roughly a 3-1 favorite against Ruiz in the rematch. So, do they know something we don't?
That's a good question. Somebody knows.
Wait, say that again.
Situation with Ruiz versus AJ.
Wilder AJ is 50-50 according to the bookies, more or less. Slight favorite is Wilder, very slight favorite, and Ruiz Joshua is roughly a 3-1. You put $10. You gotta put $10 on Joshua to get 3 back, basically, or you put, depending on what website you check, you put like. You could get almost 3-1 odds on Ruiz if you put $10. The website you could get almost 30.
Never believe the odds, bro. They're a bunch of nerds who do that shit. They send
but they know.
Look, nerds who don't know shit most of the time.
No.
They just go off of
boxing style. If they didn't know shit, they would be out of a job. Okay, so let's not say stupid shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like they know something, and then generally they know a lot more than we do. Do they make mistakes? I mean, fuck, bro, it's boxing. It's heavyweight division. One punch could change everything. But if you track the odds, like I tend to, you'll see that they're right. Like 90% of the time, they're right. So just think about it. Why is AJ a 3-1 favorite against Ruiz in the rematch right now?
When he got waxed, right? Now you used to put money. If you was to put money, you would go with Ruiz because he's a 3-1 underdog.
Yeah, but the bookies, my opinion, they're looking at this and they're saying he wasn't himself on that night. He's going to be different in the rematch. Bob Arum is saying this. A lot of people who've been in the business for a long time, they're saying this.
You guys want to hear a weird conspiracy theory? No, it's more like a coincidence, real quick. You know, when Andy Ruiz went to the Mexican president's home palace, he was there with his father and his trainer, and like the president's name is Andrew Manuel, and Andy Ruiz, him and his father's name is Andy, and you call that Tocayo when they have share the same name. So he had the same name as the president, and the trainer Manuel is the middle name of the president as well. So everybody in that conference room shared the same name as the president. And Andy Ruiz's father and his trainer, Andrés Manuel López Obrador.
Mexican Illuminati.
In the brown
the good old man.
Dude, if you give a person 10 names, there's going to be some overlap. That's a good point.
It's just 2 names. Andrew and
I'm just messing with you, bro. I know what you're saying.
Dismissed.
And Mexicans having like 5 Mexicans name the same name is very possible. I see that a lot. Sorry.
So the bank gave him gave the president a bill with the date of his inauguration when he went into the office, the day of the elections, and the code for the series of the bill was AR. And he gave it to Andy Ruiz. He said, "Oh, I'm looking at this bill. I recognize the banks will have to excuse me for this, but I saw this bill with the day that I came into office. But the code is the series starts with A and an R." So he awarded that to Andy Ruiz. Lobito.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Was anybody doing the hidden hand, bro? Did you notice?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody was.
Well, I wanna say something regarding the odds, because I do think Joshua, just based on his size, his skills, which aren't all that bad, he does have a good chance. But like what I like about this podcast is that we gave Andy Ruiz his due, because this guy stepped up to the plate, and he had a lot of training stepping up to the plate. I mean, just look at how fat he is. So we gotta give him credit. We did give him his credit. This guy has got quick hands, good power, and nothing is set in stone coming into the rematch. I do have to say, though, Tyson Fury, he's going to be fighting tonight. My question is, with all the changes that have been going on in the heavyweight division right now, if you could make one heavyweight fight right now, regardless of promotional companies, entities, whatever, which one would you like to see in terms of action or whatever you think is the best appropriate criteria?
Andrew Ruiz versus Wilder.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. This is go ahead, Gonzalo, if you want.
No, that's all I wanted to say.
No, I was just gonna say the reason why is because they just throw. I could see that them throwing punches. I think Wilder wins. But you know what? Maybe he sneaks one in and catches Wilder and Wilder's breaking all over the floor and shit. But
to me, that's a 50-50 fight. For now,
I don't see it.
AJ Wilder's not a 50-50. AJ Wilder is a walking knockout waiting to happen to AJ.
Well, let's see if you think that way in a after AJ beats, or if AJ beats Ruiz in a rematch.
Well, I will change my mind gladly.
Because you know why? Because I'm like right now, I'm like you. If they're fighting right now, I'm saying Wilder beats him. Right, I think Wilder wins, but Wilder's still a very technically unsound fighter. He does a lot of mistakes. So you can
let's just hope and pray, bro. Let's just hope and pray the Cuban senior citizen doesn't chin the greatest heavyweight in the last 40 years. Okay,
Good point.
Let's just pray that doesn't happen.
Good point.
Yep.
That's a very good point. And by the way, I'm worried the worst thing that can happen is if Ruiz versus AJ, the rematch, takes place in Vegas, because you saw what happened to Boxing Style. He went to California, LA, to see the Fury Wilder fight, and he disappeared for 2 weeks. So imagine
That's
if
right.
he goes to...
No, more than that.
Yeah, more than
That's
that. So imagine...
That shit didn't happen, bro. That's lies.
That's right. Yeah, okay, yeah.
That was the Vegas one. That's a Pacquiao versus Broner one that I went, and then after that I had school, so I couldn't come around.
That's what you say, but that's not what I heard. But.
Yeah, he went to the
booty. Right after that fight, actually, right after that fight, I didn't come around.
Yeah, you went to school.
I know you didn't come around.
Exactly. You went to school. You went to school. We all know what school that was. You went to the big booty school upstate. All right.
You like to dress up like a woman? You like to dress up like a woman?
He went to the Turkish gulag. This way he went to.
That's right. We all know what
Manny
happened.
Pacquiao's touching down. Sorry, BDA. Manny Pacquiao's touching down in the United States as we speak.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
He left.
Do you get like notifications from his Twitter, bro? Like live updates and shit? How do you know this?
He left on Friday, but it takes like 23 hours to because I took the flight myself. Yeah, the United States.
Gonzalez sends him kissing emojis and shit when he arrives.
By the way, we got a phone call. We got a phone call. Let's take it and see who's on the line. All right, 805. You're on the line. 805.
Hey, what's up, BDA? It's your friend Mike Stott.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Hold on. People want to ask you a question.
You ever made love to a man?
Oh,
you ever made love to a man?
Give me some chon chon. Give me some chon chon.
All right. Yeah, that's just an...
Not yet, BDA. Not yet. Not
all
yet.
right.
Let me tell you about a dude I met last night.
All right.
What's up, Michael?
Oh, I was wondering, did you guys what's the results of the ladies? Who won the girls boxing? You guys know yet?
Girls boxing.
Is this the place? This is the place, right? You call for the ladies boxing.
Wrong show, bro. You called the wrong show, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's making fun.
Get your Turkish ass out of here.
Hey, Michael, I'm going to be really honest with you when it comes to women boxing. Okay, this is just as honest as I can possibly be. Please do not ever ask me, especially with me on this, about a woman's fight, because I do not watch it at all. I don't care for women boxing. I don't care if I hurt people's feelings. I don't care if it's politically wrong to say that. I don't want to see women box at all.
I sense a lot of male toxicity going on here.
Yes,
You're
that's
right.
exactly what that is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on
guys-
here today?
You
Was
guys,
that-
you guys really are prejudiced, aren't you?
Predators or prejudiced? Did you say
Well,
predators?
predators,
Oh,
yes.
I mean prejudice.
Yes.
Oh, prejudice. Wow.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
No. You insulted him a little bit. You got a little out of order yourself.
That's what we do on this show, Michael. You know that. Every once in a while, we gotta say a couple of things to rile people up. That's all we do.
I'm both prejudice and predator.
That's right. Well, listen, Michael.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Michael, at least you're not inebriated on this show, because the last time you called in,
This kid getting jerky with me.
you were getting a little out of hand.
I called you last week?
Oh yeah.
You're saying I called you last week? I don't remember that.
Oh yeah. Well, let's leave it like that then.
Come on, I don't remember
Sure you don't.
Yeah.
We all do, unfortunately.
It smells.
Was this a one night stand or something? One night
I
stand?
gotta go back and look.
It's like that fat girl that you bump into, and she's like, "I remember you. You're no,
Yeah.
wasn't me." Your boys are looking at you like, "Yeah, right."
Or what
You
was
did
it?
that.
Recognize. What was it when you were with your wife or girlfriend? I forget. And this other woman came up to you. And she's like, "Hey."
So I was with my ex-wife, and this girl calls me. I think it was Romeo or Miguel or some shit like that.
Romeo?
One of these crazy names I gave her. She's like, but she played it off cool, man. I gotta I never got to see this girl again. I would go up to her and shake her hand and be like, "Hey, listen, you're a trooper. I'll give you that." But she's like, "Hey, Miguel, what's up?" And I'm like, "Who?" Because my wife is coming out of the store. And she's like, my ex-wife is coming out of the store. She's like, I was like, "No, my name is Frankie. That's my." She's like, "Oh, okay, no worries," because she sees my wife. She goes, "Oh, I thought you just look like somebody I know." I said, "All right, cool." And me and my ex-wife walk away, and she's like, "You're a fucking liar. I know you told that bitch your name is Miguel."
Oh man.
I know you know her.
I bet you this woman that you met on this that you saw on the street again, I bet you she respected you more after that encounter. I bet you.
Well, she knew. I told her, like, I was real honest with her. I was like, "Hey, listen, I got someone," and she's like, "Oh, I'm coming off a relationship type of thing," which means in girl language, in translation, that means she's in a relationship. She ain't gonna tell you that, she doesn't have someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for not calling me a liar, son of a bitch.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Recognize. You just realized you just messed up a great opportunity for a girl fight right there, man. What?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't want to be involved. You're right. Actually, you're right. Now I think about it. I mean, but back then that was my sweetheart. I didn't want to see my ex-wife.
Hey, by the way,
get her ass whipped.
Recognize, people in the chat room want to know, how tall were you that day?
That day, when she came up to me, I felt like I was under 5 feet. I was like, oh, shit.
All right. Michael, anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Oh yeah, is Fury fighting West Coast time or something?
It's Vegas.
Oh, okay, so I didn't miss the girl fight yet.
Oh, jeez, would you let it go, man?
Michael, stop! Get a watch, bro.
Yeah, yeah, get a watch, man.
That's all I'm looking. I want to see that Michaela chick. I saw her at the weigh-in. I was like, damn, who the hell is that?
All right.
I am a victim of masculinity.
All right, Stud, don't drink. Don't drink today. Otherwise, this is gonna be Michael's Stud after a couple of drinks.
Can I kiss you on the mouth?
No!
Please let me.
All right.
You know why he likes her?
I'm gonna be like Tyson,
she looks like a
I'm
boy.
Like Tyson Fury.
16-year-old boy.
I'm gonna be blowing kisses.
Come on.
All right.
Michael saw that Adams apple. He's like, damn, that looks scrumptious.
Just plain, but she does look like a boy.
Yeah. All right.
Who's this? I don't even know what you guys talking about.
Michaela something or other. I don't know. She's like the praying mantis. Skinny, tall.
You see, I don't know who these people are. They be telling me, "Hey, you heard of Katie Gold?" And I'm like, "No, I never heard of her. Who is she?"
Yeah.
She's a boxer. I was like, "There you go. That's why I never heard of her."
Oh no, we're gonna get this channel's gonna get shut down.
I'll let her punch my speed bag.
Oh, there you go. Trying to prove that he likes the ladies. All right, thank you, Michael.
Come on, man. Michael cannot be stigmatized with this shit. I'm not gonna allow that.
I like that Christina Hammer chick, man. She's nice.
All right.
She hammers.
I bet you do like. I bet you like a hammer.
All right, Michael. Thank you for calling in. All right, man. We'll catch you on the next one.
Always a pleasure, BDA. Keep up the good work, man.
Fantastic. Thank you, man. Appreciate you calling in.
You know what's
peace, Michael.
You know who was kind of hot before? And Wolf. Psych.
Oh, come on. Lobito.
Lobito. Now that chicken punch though. And Wolf.
That was Ann Wolf thinking about Gonzalo.
That was Ann Wolf boning some chick.
You know what I heard? This is a rumor, but I got this on good authority. The reason why Kirkland would train hard under her was because if he didn't train hard, she would pull out the strap-on at night. That's what I heard. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right. By the way, guys, we gotta clear something up here. We've been receiving emails, and I picked a couple of just to see, read them on the air, and none of them are positive. By the way, they're all negative. So this one is okay. This one says, I'm not gonna read the names of the people, by the way, but it says, "Why isn't 100% X on the show anymore? Could it be because he refuses to bow down to the white man's opinion? BDA Boxing doesn't want any strong black men nor any Nubian princesses on its show. SMH." Well, listen, X.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Go ahead, please.
I agree that we don't want no Nubian princesses on this show.
Now wait a minute. No. That's you. That's you saying that.
Yeah, I just don't want X on. That's all.
All right. This one is for Stu.
I say he could go fuck himself.
You know you're going to have trouble the next time he calls in. He's going to let you have it. He's going to let you have it. All right.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I bet you are, man. This is for Stu.
Hey, Mr. BDA.
Whoa, what?
Yes. Oh, no, after you're done with the questions, I forgot you're doing questions. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's not questions, it's comments from the audience. And anybody can send us emails, by the way, and we'll read them on the air. This is for Stu, and it's a woman, I suppose. As an independent woman, I can't stand Stu Little's misogynistic and xenophobic comments. Every show starts out with boxing, and then this Tommy Robinson wannabe has to spoil it with his right-wing hate speech. Plus, he's half Irish. I don't like him. All right, so there you go.
I give him credit for that one. I give that guy credit. Who's that guy? I'll offer him some money for that one.
That was a woman.
$10. Oh, it was a woman. Yeah.
Stu, people.
You gonna let her get away with that, Stu?
Yeah,
you gonna let her get away with that?
Did he just say I'll fuck her for $10?
No, I don't think he said that.
I didn't say that at all, bro. Stop putting words in my mouth.
It would have been funny if you did, though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course. No, but I don't pay for pussy. I'm sorry.
All right, so Stu's not here to reply.
Sure, you don't.
All right, then we got Apology making a contribution. He says, shout out to Apology, by the way. And he says, let's not forget Boxing Styles admitted to admiring Tyson Fury's private parts.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, you can't deny that, Boxing Style.
I have to say, Boxing Style, that was a bad moment.
Why is that queer doing interviews in his underwear? Like, why?
That's
Can
a good
anybody
question,
explain that to me?
He's doing it for Boxing Style.
Excuse me.
Boxing Style, you gonna let me get away with that?
What'd I say?
No, but it's true. Why is he wearing those? I mean, technically they're not underwear, but they're short. They're tight.
I feel uncomfortable watching his videos, man. I'm like, man, I don't even want to. Like, I see something that comes up and it's Tyson Fury. Like, should I click on that, or is this guy's gonna be in his damn underwear?
I have him on Instagram, and then I just see him dancing and shit without a shirt. It's kind of weird, man. Seriously, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this new Tyson Fury, man. He went from being like a family guy, maybe a little too alt-right for some people.
I want to comment on that shit.
To like this.
The man is wearing some sexy clothes. Leave him be. Okay. Just can't handle the heat, bro. You know what I mean? Can't handle the heat, bro.
He's just mentally unstable. Can't handle success very well, having the money and.
No, but I don't know if you guys saw what I'm talking about. There was this interview. It was either BT Sports or one of them channels in the UK, and he's literally sitting there next to Ben Davidson, whatever his name is, dressed in just casually, and Tyson Fury sitting down in a t-shirt with his like 16-year-old or I don't know 12-year-old boy at the beach, kind of like underwear, whatever the hell this shit was. It looked like it had.
The guy doesn't care, man. It's called I don't give a fuck. I wear whatever I feel like.
Yeah, that's fine, but there's such a thing as decency, and like your crotch shouldn't be front and center in the camera unless you're a
precise. What are you implying here?
It's disgusting. That's what I'm implying. I don't even want to see his legs above the knee, man. Like,
Precise. Are you afraid that you might like it?
Yeah, I'm so afraid. No, dude. It's just gross, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's like they're trying to have a serious interview, and there he is sitting. He's like a little boy. Like something happened to this man, and it's just not right, man.
That boy is MK Ultra.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that, but maybe.
I think so.
It's just weird. Like,
I agree.
He's in his little boy underwear. What the fuck is that?
He used to be more confident. Like he was better when he was like almost. Look, don't take this the wrong way, and I'm speaking for myself, not BDA. It was almost like he was better when he was kind of like homophobic a little bit, but he was funny at the same time. And if you got him really mad, he'll smack you in the face like he did to Chisora at the press conference that they had before the fight.
And now he's dry humping guys.
Yeah, now he's like kissing them.
See, this is how fucking look. In a way, he is a smart guy, but in other ways, he shows how fucking stupid he can be because he just doesn't think things over. I mean, this guy, he seems to have a knack of putting the fear in fighters. When he's doing what Recognize said, he actually puts the fear in a lot of fighters. And I think we saw it with Chisora. He was shook to his bones. Deontay Wilder was shook. I don't care what anyone says. He just went and said, "Look, shook." And I just think he's got a knack of doing that with a lot of fights. David Haye pulled out 2 fights. He didn't want no part of Tyson Fury. But when he's taken that advantage away from himself by acting the fucking Coco the Clown, you know, and it just, I don't want to see it. I want him to fucking.
Look, he does that. Stu, he does that to intimidate with his underwear, bro.
That's not intimidating anyone sitting there showing.
Intimidating nobody, man.
Intimidating who? Do you know what I mean?
He intimidates boxing style.
He intimidates him.
You guys need to come to the 21st century, man.
That's
Seriously.
right. That's right. Do I need to play the song, by the way? Don't make me play the song now.
Yeah, do it.
The dick was so good that he just couldn't pass up. So all that week, yeah, I'm tearing that ass up. Cause he left to ride him and he left to suck him. And after I was done, I let my homeboys fuck him.
That wasn't the song, by the way. I was supposed to play something a little bit lighter. But listen.
Hey guys, I think he's smashing. What's his name? What's her name? His name. Her name. Michelle. Whatever. What's her fucking name?
Phelps.
Joey
Yeah,
Phelps.
that's a dude, man.
Okay,
is the title of that song? Because I'm trying to look it up. But is the title of that song "How I Got AIDS"?
I think it's called "How I Got a Prolapsed Colon." I think that's what it's called.
Dude, where did you? No, I don't want to know.
Oh, Jesus!
Let's move on. Let's move on.
That's AKA
like to dress up
How
like
I
a
Got
woman?
AIDS. That's what it is.
You like to dress up like a woman?
Is anyone? I think I'd like to go, when you got a minute, I'd like to get back onto this Warrington Galahad thing, and because I'm seeing a lot of comments in the chat giving Galahad credit for holding on for dear life. It's the worst holding I've seen for years. I mean, people moan about Kell Brooks holding against Sean Porter. I mean, it was 10 times worse than that. And I just think if you understand how boxing works, if you're quite clever and quite tricky, you can actually spoil a fighter and make the best of fighters look terrible.
Stu, we're way past that fight. We're talking about Tyson Fury's crotch. We're talking about Michelle Joe Phelps. It's over. Let it go.
Okay,
Mr. BDA.
Sorry for me wanting to talk something serious, but no, I've just seen a lot of. Hang on a sec. I've seen a lot of comments in the chat where it's quite, you know, you can spoil a fight and you can make it look ugly and you can take away even the best fighters out there, their attributes, and sometimes it just takes one guy not to turn up and want to fight, and it can make a terrible spectacle, a real stinker. And I think Galahad needs to be called out for it. We shouldn't be giving fighters credit for fighting a pop shotting on the back foot. Just fucking throwing, not one clean shot. I don't think he landed. He was pushing his punches, not planting his feet, and just holding, just lunging in with the jab and holding. And
I didn't see this fight.
It was terrible. It was terrible, precise. It was fucking.
I didn't see it, but like to this day, I hold that the judges got Rios Abril right. To this day, I'm not gonna debate this with anybody, but the judges got that one right because Abril was like a fucking octopus. Should have been disqualified.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I remember that fight. It was a clinch clinic from Abril. And what happened to Abril, by the way? Because he wasn't all that bad. I mean, he did knock out, what was the guy's name? The guy that Rios beat for the title.
His Jewish handlers fucked it up like they do for all of these guys, man.
First of all, do you have to say
Alvarado?
No, not Alvarado, the Venezuelan guy. But anyway, the point is, I agree with Stu, man. What does everybody else think regarding this excessive clinching thing? Should something be?
I didn't see it, but I hate that. I just hate it. I mean, was it bad?
It was real bad. It was real bad.
Was it as bad as Mayweather and?
Mate, much worse.
Madonna?
Listen, much worse than Mayweather. And at least Mayweather was landing with clean shots, classy clean shots. He was doing anything. He was just pushing out this fucking feeble jab. Yes, he was landing with a clean now and again, but he was pushing it out, lunging in and holding on the inside. Didn't throw any inside shots. Just basically on the back foot, pop shot in his way, and then holding when it got close. Just spoiling Warrington and holding for that long. Sort of drained a lot of the energy because when you're in when you're in the hole, when you're constantly trying to wiggle out of a hold, it takes a lot of energy from you. And that's all he did, is just a spoiler. And if that's what it takes to win a world title, then you lot can keep boxing. I don't want no part of it.
When it comes to the rules of boxing, a clinch, like an obvious clinch. I'm not talking about when two guys clash and they just wrap up. No, an obvious clinch by one guy, when it comes to the rules, is no different than a low blow, and it should be treated the same way. You do it once, you get warned. You do it 2 or 3 times, you get warned. You get a hard warning after 2 or 3, and then points need to be taken away. And then boxing is going to be exciting yet again.
I agree.
That's a good fucking point. Get rid of this fucking clinching, man.
Because what if the ref had warned Galahad, gave him a couple of points, then Galahad would have had to change his game plan up.
Exactly.
Obviously, not clinching one of them, and it would have opened it up as a better fight. Warrington would have had. I'm not saying you should fight away so your opponent can look good. I'm not saying that. If you got to hold sometimes. But this was holding for like 20 seconds at a time. And it spoiled the whole fight. There was only one guy that's trying to win, and he was and Warrington was landing a lot cleaner shots as well. I don't know what a lot of these guys. I mean, they watch on some dodgy stream on some little phone, and they seem to claim they saw everything. I mean, I just don't know what these guys are watching. Yes, it was a terrible fight, but Galahad was terrible display of boxing. It really
Are you
was.
talking about boxing? Are you talking about boxing style?
Okay, come on.
The thing is, boxing style watched one round, and he's made a judgment.
I'm pretty sure Kid Galahad won. A lot of people are saying it, but I'm gonna rewatch that shit, and I'll tell you what I saw.
You know what it is? A lot of people are brain dead zombies. They just listen to what the commentator said, and that fucking commentator. I mean, he's got no business talking boxing. He's an absolute fucking spastic, and I apologise to all the spastics out there for putting this guy alongside you lot. But this guy is dreadful. So they just hear what this guy's saying, because he had some sort of fetish. He had a fetish for Kid Galahad, this guy. So they probably heard what the commentators were saying. I mean, but anyone that really knows boxing knows what Galahad did.
And by the way,
favorite. What are you talking about?
Hold on, guys.
By the way, I wanted to mention that I don't know which network was broadcasting that fight, but again, they were giving Warrington a pep talk in his corner, and a little bit of salty language came out of their mouths, and right away the commentators, we have to apologize for the language. I'm thinking, No. These guys, listen, it's boxing. It's not a tickle fight. It's not a tea party. There's going to be a little bit of swearing.
He's always apologising, that fucking idiot. He's always apologising. He's got no business around boxing. They should put him on when the Olympics is on. He could do the women's hockey or something like that. 'Cause that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what always gets me about like British commentary? Like they'll say, "Oh, he fought a Latvian street sweeper or a Polish shopkeeper," which actually just happened a few hours ago, right? But they'll talk about these white guys from Eastern or Central Europe, like they'll put them down, in my opinion. But when it comes to when like some African guy comes over to lie down for some British star, why don't they say, well, he just fought a Nigerian scammer or like Nigerian pussy slasher or a Lebanese goat fucker? Like does anybody else think that's unfair? Is it just me?
Isn't it? Or fuck. Yeah,
something. That's what I say in my house. That's exactly what I say.
I'm exaggerating, but you get the point, right?
Yeah, you never hear about the Nigerian benefits cheat that came over. You never hear about that, do you? They're always running down. Yeah, I saw it with. I mean, definitely. They definitely had a love for Kid Galahad. I mean, I suppose they was hoping for another Muslim to hold the flag up for the UK with a belt round. I don't know, just me talking nonsense now. But they certainly, the Marxist media in the UK certainly love to knock the European fighters. But this Kid Galahad, I mean, all jokes aside, how can you give that credit, that performance, any sort of credit at all? How can you say that was boxing? That's not fucking boxing to me. That's pretty footwork, and that's about it.
Yo, Stu, what nationality is Kid Galahad?
He's English.
He's British, isn't he? But obviously,
okay.
Kid Galahad has got. I think he's got. He's definitely got an Arab background. I think so. I don't know, man.
It doesn't matter
That was a bit tongue in cheek. I was just joking, sort of thing. But you know, how the British.
It doesn't
you know,
matter
the
what
British,
his background is, bro. It's his style of boxing. He has better IQ than Warrington does. Just admit it and take it as it is.
No.
It's nothing to do with his fucking race. It has nothing to do with that. If Warrington was as good as fucking Galahad, I would say Warrington is the one I would have picked to win that fight. And I actually like the personality of Warrington more than I like
Stop
Galahad.
talking about this fight. Go and watch the fucking fight and then come.
I will watch it.
How can you sit there with an arrogant?
Majority of people saying it. I already knew that was going to happen.
What I mean about you, a fucking another zombie that just listens to anyone. Go and fucking look with your own eyes and think for yourself, zombie. This is what I mean. Go back and watch the fight, man. I can't debate a guy that's not watched the fight and he's sitting there with this arrogance, like he knows what happened. Oh, you didn't know what you saw, Stuart. Galahad clearly won the fight. You watched one round.
I didn't say he clearly won every fucking round. I just said he won the fight.
Yo, what's up, boys?
Be honest now.
Yo, what's up, Johnny boy?
What's up, Johnny?
What's good, fellas? I just got off of work. I would have jumped on a little while.
Be honest now. Be honest now. Be the fuck honest now.
I just caught the fucking.
Hold on. Because we just get. Hold on. Yeah, we just get a shout out to Official Scorecard Boxing giving us a contribution. He says Fury's doing it for the testicular cancer aware. Is that why he's showing his crotch in every interview now with those tight underwears on? All right.
Now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, I just. Oh, sorry, BDA.
But shout out to Official Scorecard Boxing, man. Shout out. And by the way, hold on, Johnny boy, because we got another contribution incoming. This time from Revolucion. Shout out to Revolucion, who says Google image yummy jam or Arab man and show it. How about I don't do that?
No.
How about I don't do that? Shout out to Revolucion and Official Scorecard Boxing for the contributions. We appreciate it, fellas. All right, Johnny boy, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say I just got off of work. I just caught the zone knockouts and shit when I just got off work. I can say I was fucking laying the Mac down to some homegirl at work. But
you're going to get fired for sexual harassment, man. What's the matter with you?
Nah, man, I already told everybody in my live stream was popping, you know.
All right. Well, there you
like
go.
20. She ain't gotten into adulthood yet, so I'll take
Oh,
advantage
boy.
of that.
All
But
right.
anyways,
Fucking Jimmy Savile over here.
Man, Tabiti got fucking slapped, homie. Yeah,
Really?
That dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great fight, man.
It was. I like I said, I just got home, ate dinner. I just seen the fucking knockouts, bro. I just got the highlights real quick.
The guy who knocked him out is from the Middle East, right?
He's from Cuba.
Oh, Cuba.
Dorticos, man.
Dorticos. I thought. Okay,
What
sorry.
round did he? I was gonna ask, what round did he get knocked out in?
10th round. 10th round.
Dorticos. He reminds me a bit like Michael Hunter. You know, took a bit of a beating, and came back a lot stronger. Like, because I know Dorticos lost to Gassiev, didn't he? Got stopped, I think. Or did he got stopped? Was on points? Can't remember now.
He got knocked out in the 12th round, Stu.
Yeah, 12th round. I knew it went quite deep. It was a 12th round stoppage. But I think Dorticos he's gone and rebuild again. A bit like what Michael Hunter's doing, and it looks a lot better fighter for it. Maybe that defeat has made him a better fighter, more dedicated. But Dorticos is becoming a real problem at the moment, and it's actually making Gassiev look like he's got a real good win there. And it's the same with Usyk. I mean,
Exactly.
But yeah, man. So I caught that. I caught the Briedis knockout. That motherfucker hit him with a Mortal Kombat elbow and shit. But Dorticos Briedis is gonna be a hell of a good fight, man, for the finals. I'll tell you what.
You guys remember when? Sorry, bro. Go ahead. My bad.
No. I was just gonna say that's gonna be a good fight in the finals. And what's it called there? And bro, Stu, Valdez is gonna break Warrington's face. I'm telling you right now.
Oh.
It must be true. Johnny said it.
That's right. I got a crystal ball, homie.
No, I was just remembering how. Sorry, just one thing. How Tabiti was gonna beat Usyk. He was gonna own this cruiserweight division. I don't know if you guys remember them comments, but
I remember
Floyd has a knife of talent, guys. Floyd has a knife.
I'm just happy the Mayweather Jim took a loss because I always root against all those punk ass bitch motherfuckers. But
come
They're
on.
weak as fuck over there, man.
Come on. You guys are really no. You guys are getting to me now with all this Mayweather hate.
I can't take this no more. Back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, listen, you
Well,
guys.
they say that the sparring at the Mayweather gym is intense, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Didn't you see?
They
that
leave it all in
intense
the
when
gym.
when you're listening to fucking Mayweather's father. It is intense.
jab,
get him at the jab. It's like,
All right.
nigga, I can't fucking understand what you're saying.
Now hold on.
I got dreadlocks like Predator.
Now hold on. People are saying, first of all, people are calling Galahad. They're calling him Kid Jihad. Now I'm not gonna have those type of jokes in here.
Oh,
Right?
come on, guys. Just keep it clean.
Nah, hey, Stu, I'm just messing with you, bro. It'll be a good fight, buddy.
No, I know you are, brother. I know you are. But I got to get you back. I can't let you just say that without a response. But it's going to be. Listen, Valdez Warrington's a very, very good fight because, like you said, Warrington's not going to stop Valdez, and Valdez is a very clean puncher, a very accurate puncher. So it's going to be a toe-to-toe war. It's whether Valdez can take that heat. See, what you got to remember with styles make fights. Valdez is not going to clinch and hold. He's going to let Warrington do his work, and he's going to work on the inside himself. He's not going to just hold on for 30 seconds at a time, pop shot his way. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a style matchup that's going to gel, and you'll see the best of Warrington as well. It's like don't knock a fighter for having a bad night at the office when another guy doesn't come to fight. It's like the Lennox Lewis example I used earlier. Lennox Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Go and watch his fight with Henry Akin one day. He could barely throw a punch because when a man's just holding you, but the difference is the ref disqualified Akin one day and Galahad didn't get disqualified.
No doubt. I'm just like I say. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
And by the way, I'm gonna say something regarding a Valdez Warrington fight. If the guy who's gonna beat Warrington is gonna be a guy who can punch down the middle, because we already saw what happened to Frampton when he took on Warrington. He was trading hooks with the guy, and Warrington's hooks are faster and more compact, and it wasn't working with Frampton. And Valdez is a little bit the same way. He counters with hooks. He doesn't punch down the middle. Now I know that Reynosos are trying to fix him up a little bit, but a guy who's gonna beat Warrington is a guy like Juan Manuel Marquez. Somebody that can punch down the middle, who's not going to be clinching, and who's actually going to be looking to counter clean. So, I don't know how... Yeah, I would pick Valdez. I would pick Warrington right now against Valdez.
Listen,
and we don't...
I could show you 50 fighters in boxing now that could go in and look good with their footwork, but stink the joint out on the back foot, pop shot their weight, and try and survive and hold and make the fight messy. I could show you 50 fighters that can do that right now, but that's not going to win your fights. It's just not. To win fights, you have to open up, and when you open up, that's when you leave gaps. Smart fighters can, if you're not going to throw any punches or you're just going to hold every time anyone gets to the cards, you can quite easily survive 12 rounds. Many fighters could do it, but unfortunately, go on, Butch.
Sorry, I was in the chat. Delboy Boxing News, great channel. He says Leo Santa Cruz is all wrong for Warrington.
I don't know.
What do you guys think?
What about?
Yeah, that's a very good fight. And he could be right. Santa Cruz does have a style that could, but like I said, let's take one fight at a time. I like the Valdez fight better than Santa Cruz, to be honest with you. I think that style-wise, that's going to be a real exciting fight, and that's what I want to see. Because Kid Galahad just dunked the joint out, ruined a good fight. He did.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys: did anybody see Santa Cruz's last fight against what was his name again? Luis something or
Rivera?
I've seen it.
Rivera, yeah.
Luis Rivera. Oh, I think that's his name.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good fight, and I don't know, Santa Cruz, when he's on and he wants to fight on the outside and keep the fight on the outside, it could be a great fight against Warrington, because Santa Cruz is not the type of guy that's going to clinch. He's going to look to fight clean.
That was a good fight, BDA. That kid hung in there, let his nuts hang over there with Santa Cruz, bro. That was a good fight.
By the way, hold on a second.
He throws 3 punches, and he throws a lot of them, just like Warrington.
Yeah, and he can mix it up to the body too. So he can do it all, Santa Cruz.
The thing is with Santa Cruz, when he actually went toe to toe with Frampton in the first fight, he was coming out second best, and I think Warrington has. I don't know what that noise was. I think Warrington. I think if he's going to have to get inside Santa Cruz and do his best work there. It's a very hard fight for Warrington. It's a hard fight for me to call right now, but yeah, I've seen weaknesses in Santa Cruz.
All right, that
Warrington
noise was Official Scorecard Boxing donating. Shout out to Official Scorecard, and he says Tabiti stole Dorticos' soul. He turned Cuban. He can stay hitting pads with Roger in his grandma's basement for the rest of his life. I don't give a fuck. All right, so hold on. So Dorticos knocked out Tabiti, right?
Yes, it was a vicious knockout. He put him to sleep.
I think knockout of the year recognized so far.
He slept that full. I'll say it's. Yeah, he slept that full, boy. He caught him with a. What the fuck was that? It was like a looping right hook, pow, and just like it didn't even have to hit all face. It just like caught him in the edge.
He was wide open, man.
Oh yeah, this guy was nothing, bro. He was look, man. Dorticos is a good fighter. That was the test to see if he was going to be the next best cruiserweight and the guy that could possibly dethrone Usyk. I mean. Get out of here, bro.
So the final is Briedis against Dorticos. So these are the two guys who made it to the semifinals in the last cruiserweight tournament. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I just want to say, Jason Bourne, I forgot to warn him about the storm, the Latvian storm.
Oh, that fight was straight bullshit, man. That fight was straight bullshit. Robert Byrd.
Go ahead, Precise.
Robert Byrd needs to be thrown out of boxing, man. That whole family needs to just leave boxing the fuck alone because he did an awful job refereeing that fight.
I didn't see that fight. What happened? All I heard was the comments.
Okay, it was weird.
Second round, Briedis got hit behind the head in a clinch. You know, shit happens. He wasn't hurt or anything, and he came back with a back elbow and put Glowacki on the canvas. I think he was selling it a little bit, but he cracked him with the hard elbow. And then they after that, the Robert Byrd, he's on the ground. Robert Byrd is like, get up. Instead of, seeing if he's okay, giving him time to recover, he's rushing him to get up. And then Briedis catches him again, hurts him, and the bell rings for like 10 seconds. The bell is ringing, and they're just going at it, and Byrd is just looking at him like, I don't know what the fuck. They let the round go on for another 10 maybe 15 seconds.
Damn.
And so he kept getting beat up, and then he gets knocked down in the third round, the beginning of the third round, and he just calls it off. And I'm like, what kind of shit was this? Like, to me, Briedis looked like the better fighter, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
Corruption in boxing. The guy just says corruption in boxing in the chat saying that Briedis is a disgrace, disqualification, no debate. Yeah, that elbow, man, was completely intentional. That should have been a disqualification, in my opinion.
I agree.
They're saying that he admitted
2 points at the very least.
Let me get my 2 cents in there after a precise.
Well, go ahead if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, the weird thing about that, after they went on, when they kept ringing the bell and they kept fighting, they thought the fight was over. Then these guys went to their corner, but so they decided to let the fight continue for the following round. That wasn't a minute in between break. That was like 30 seconds. And the guys didn't even get a chance to rest and recover because they were not aware of what was really going on. The next thing you know, the next round is going on. So I don't think that Glowacki really got a full chance to recover from that elbow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just caught the highlights. Like I say, I was at work, but yeah, from what I seen, and I only saw the highlights, but the ref, Robert Byrd's terrible. Like Precise says, the fucking whole family just needs to get the hell up on out of here. And as far as Dorticos goes, check this out, bro. Dorticos just kicked the door into the Mayweather gym, slapped Uncle Roger, and planted a Cuban flag in the middle of that bitch.
Yeah. Good point. By the way, can I say something before Stu continues? In the chat, Caution Boxing says that both guys fouled. The Quacks in the chat says that Briedis got rabbit shot and didn't like it. Fair play, in my opinion. Go ahead, Stu.
No, I was just going to say I'm picking Dorticos to beat Briedis. I think Dorticos is showing me a lot of good stuff lately, and I think you could get the win in that one. What about you guys?
I'm thinking the same. Yeah.
Yeah, Dorticos is a beast. I mean, he looked Murad Gassiev, like you said, looks a lot better with this win, you know, because Dorticos with 25 wins and 23 knockouts, now 26 wins with 24 knockouts, only one loss to Murad Gassiev, really proves that, you know, that Gassiev has an iron chin. And no wonder they
that's just, it's, like I said, it's a very similar win to like Usyk when he beat Michael Hunter up quite bad as well in the end. I mean, Michael Hunter put up a very good fight if I remember right. And he did some good stuff in there, but Usyk just overpowered him there, nearly killed him in the fucking ring. But Michael Hunter has become a real problem in the heavyweight division. So it just makes Usyk win look even better to an even great resume. And this is the difference. A lot of people give me stick for hounding Triple G's resume, but when I see what Usyk's done, I compare it to. There's just no comparison. So that's why I give Golovkin stick sometimes, because I just see a lot of these Eastern European guys. They've not had padded records, and they've had, you know, they've brought up the hard way, and they've had some real hard fights. And look where he's gone to take these fights as well. So for me, that's why you just can't put his resume out there with Usyk.
Did Usyk ever fight Dorticos or no?
No, he scored Gassiev for every round.
Yeah, I know that.
And Gassiev knocked out Dorticos. So it just shows it makes Usyk look better, even though he didn't, you know, fight Dorticos sort of thing. His resume is starting to look better and better. I'm just hoping he can take that next level onto the heavyweight division, because if he can, then it's going to bring a bit of excitement to that division, that's for sure.
Agreed.
I haven't seen this fight yet with Dorticos, but if he hasn't made any adjustments, improvements, I don't like Briedis, but he's going to knock him the fuck out, man. I'm just saying.
Wait, who's going to knock out who?
The thing with Dorticos...
Briedis is going to knock him out. I'll tell you why. It's because he's just wide open for counter punches, and Briedis is a very good counter puncher, and he's dirty as fuck. And if the fight is in Latvia, forget about it, man. He wins.
I think the fight is in Latvia. I think it is.
I mean, they almost robbed Usyk in Latvia again. Like I know he has a big following, so it makes sense for them to go there. But I mean, and you know, if he gets in trouble and starts fighting dirty, he's a slick little bastard, man. That dude.
Is Briedis
only
Latvian?
one loss?
Yeah. He only has one loss. Yeah. Is he Latvian Orthodox, or does anybody know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
All right.
Briedis is a dirty boxer, bro. Dirty fucking filthy chump, fucking loser, bro. That's what he is. He's lucky.
Where the fuck is Latvia to begin with?
Latvia.
Estonia, Lithuania, all those three countries.
Wait a minute. Isn't Latvia a hip hop girl that's in music videos?
I think you're mistaking that for Latifa.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. And by the way, recognize we didn't read the email that came through to you, because we were reading the emails. This one is pretty weird. It says, and again, I'm not gonna say who wrote it. It says, "Recognize the Matrix. The jig is up. We all know you're Dominican pretending to be a Puerto Rican. I think it's a shame." And it says,
"Okay, what else?
Why can't you just?"
I bet my. Oh, sorry, BDA.
It says, "Why can't you just admit you're Dominican? What's so bad belonging to a culture of people that drink all of their beverages out of coconuts, don't wear socks, and start dancing as soon as anything resembling a rhythm sounds off on the streets?" I think, it says, "I think that last quality is the best. What other people out there can start their own little ethnic pride parade as soon as an alley cat accidentally turns over a garbage can. I think it's great.
Jesus.
After all," it says, "after all, no one's going to give the Dominicans their own parade, what with all the looting and stealing they do. Just come out and accept you're Dominican. You'll feel better." All right, so that was a pretty vicious...
That was aggressive.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
All I'll say is that, I have nothing against Dominicans. I'm just not from the Dominican Republic. My son is half Dominican, so it goes to show you that I don't have anything against Dominicans, right?
You know who has something against Dominicans? The people who wrote that fucking email.
Yeah, they got something. Look at that.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm trying to think of great Dominican fighters, and the only fighter I can think of.
No, don't waste your time.
Delvin Rodriguez is the only one I can think of.
No, it's true. It's true. That's a good point.
Do not waste your time trying to fight. Look, and it's not against Dominican. Look, I'm Puerto Rican. There's no good Puerto Rican boxers out right now. Okay,
Yeah, but the history is
But
pretty.
the history, right.
Yeah.
You're right. But when it comes to Dominican boxing, that's just not them.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
I was gonna. I almost said. I almost said Jose Napoles, but he was Cuban.
Cuban.
What
Yeah.
about Lil Tyson? What's that
exactly.
dude's name?
John Guzman.
Little
Pretty good.
Tyson.
John Guzman.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? He looked promising, but then he got into that car accident. Never boxed again.
They don't train. That's to be honest. That's pretty much it, man.
He
Well,
looked good
hold
though. Guzman.
Yeah, I
looked
mean, Guzman had potential, man. This guy was, but he didn't want to train. He would get fat in between fights. Right now, we have Javier Fortuna. He's pretty good. Argenis Mendes for a while. This is the thing about
you remember Darling. Remember Darling Jimenez? So he had a fight in I want to say one of these places in New York where in Manhattan. It's like an auditorium. They build a nice fight for him, like it was gonna be a showcase, almost like Joshua being introduced to America. He fought this Mexican dude that I forget his name, and the guy was like a veteran, kind of like a journeyman.
Right.
He went in there and beat the shit out of him in front of all those Dominicans. I remember I was still, I believe I was still with my first son's mother. She's Dominican. I remember everybody was all hyped up. Then when he got his ass whipped, they were like, que cabrón.
But you know what? He did give Gamboa his first tough fight. So I think he dropped Gamboa.
My old man went down there to Dominican Republic a few years back. He was like, man, he said, man, that shit was cool, but when you get outside the resort, bro, that shit's ghetto as a motherfucker.
Didn't the baseball player just get shot?
Big problem
Poppy.
right now. A lot of people dying over there. There's a lot of tourists dying mysteriously.
Yeah, that's what the old man said. He was like, bro, the resort and the hotel and everything was beautiful.
No, they dying.
Hey, hold on, guys.
No, I'm saying he went
guys,
outside.
Hold on. BDA, go ahead. There's a phone call.
Yeah, we got a phone call, guys. 484. You're on the line. 484.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
60 seconds.
Can you guys hear me? Because when you're calling on
Already.
it's a little bit like choppy.
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, shit. Hold on a second. All right, somebody just grabbed. Yeah, we can hear you, caller. We got 45 seconds left on the call. Go ahead.
Okay, how do you think Fury's going to do tonight?
Well, like I told you, my prediction, I think he's going to dance.
Stop the guy?
I don't think so,
Yes.
but then again, I could be. Yeah, what do other people think? Go ahead.
Stoppage night is between 7 and 9.
I'm going with Schwarz. Stoppage in the 6.
All right, let's get real.
Is he
I'm
true
getting real.
He's the number
10
2 ranked?
seconds.
Is he the number one? What?
It's over.
No. Maybe
Teddy Atlas say he was the number 2 ranked in one of, I don't know if it was IBF or one of the rankings.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's. I think he's number 1 and number 2 in one of the rankings, but that means absolutely zero. I mean, it doesn't mean anything these days.
But
Well,
by the
it
way,
can't be for the
Yeah,
belt
well, I hope Fury
because
puts on a good show.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
the Ring
Yeah,
Magazine.
he has
the
to
Ring
go out
Magazine.
there. He has to go out there and put on a show. He has to. There's the one thing about the Americans. I mean, they don't mind a bit of clowning, but you've got to at least throw some punches. And if he's sitting on the back foot, stinking the joint out like Kid Galahad, it's not going to bode well over there. He needs to go. He's going to need to. He needs to go in and press, put on a show, and stop this guy, because that's what this guy should be. This guy should be getting stopped. I don't care if Tyson Fury's not a big puncher.
Yeah.
Stop this guy. Even if the ref has to jump in and save the guy, do that. But
you know what? You know what, Stu? I was just watching this undercard as I was talking to you guys, man, and fucking, it showed Schwarz and Fury clowning around, playing grab ass all over the ring and shit. Like the night before, they're sitting running around here playing grab ass and all this other shit. And Tim Bradley was was like, "Yo, I don't like that shit from Schwarz. You going in there? You should be going in there trying to kill this motherfucker."
Yeah.
You know. And Tim Bradley made a good point about that. That's all
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
I agree.
I
They're
think
like
Fury does. I think Fury does it. I think it's a mind trick with him. I think he did it with Klitschko. I've never seen anyone get in Klitschko's mind and win the mind battle with him. Even David Haye couldn't. I mean, David Haye came in with this act like he was going to totally destroy Klitschko mentally, and he lost the battle from the start to the finish. Klitschko just played the mind games perfectly. But with Tyson Fury, he seemed a bit rattled with because I just don't. It was the unorthodox. It was the unorthodox style that he comes with, coming in as Batman and then calling him a pussy and everything. It's just, I think it just shocked Klitschko, and I think that's what he does. He gets in the fighters' heads, and I think that's what it's about, really. But I don't like it too much. I prefer him to be serious.
Hey, Stu.
Well, hold on,
I just
guys.
want to say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Cole.
Klitschko was never.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
I hope he can get.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, I just hope he gets a late stoppage at least, and just because I love him, he's got great skills. I just hope he can get a stoppage and he doesn't let this guy go the full 12 rounds, because that's just not a good look. He's got to put some hurt on the man, and that's all I want.
And by the way, hold on. Gonzalo wanted to say something a couple of minutes ago. Gonzalo, you're still there?
No, yeah, I was just gonna say he can be ring number one if Ruiz got the WBA, WBO, IBF belts. It's more like the ring rankings, just like Wilder WBC. He has to be number one for the sanctioning bodies.
No, but when they do the rankings, the champ's not involved. They don't class the champ in the rankings. So you'd be the number one contender, sort of thing.
Contender, yes.
Yeah. They don't class the champion in that sort of rankings. That's why Fury's been selling this gobshite that he's number one.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
The Sank. Oh, was the caller talking?
Yeah, he was. People, there's a bit of a delay.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Johnny, can you finish what you're going to say about Klitschko?
I'll hang up if you guys can't hear me. My bad.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead. All right, say what you want to say, and because it's a little too hectic. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, he's not in the top 10. He's a journeyman, and he's. I mean, this should be a fucking walk in the park, correct?
It should be, but then again, like Dead Game Boxing said at the beginning of the show, he thinks it's going to be an upset, and it's boxing. You never know.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Well, all right, guys. Have a good night.
Take it easy, man. Thank you for calling in, and I hope you patched up things with your brother.
BDA, do you mind if I? Do you mind if? Oh, sorry, I thought you'd gone. Sorry, bro, I thought you'd gone. I got delayed.
Go ahead, caller.
All right, I'm going.
Can I say?
Caller, go ahead. Last thing you wanted to say.
No, he's gone.
He's gone. Guys, when we got a caller, we can't talk over him because we have a hard time enough.
We can't even fucking hear the guy. It helps if we can hear a guy. I mean, if he's asking questions, what's the point? We just sit here in silence.
What? I'm tired of your fucking excuses all the time. It's always the same thing. Oh, I can't hear him. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I'm high. I'm drunk. I'm Irish. I've had it.
Get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole.
All right. You see, you made me play. You made me play the wrong soundbite.
You tell that bitch what's up, BDA.
Yeah, I can understand the last two. That is a case with a lot of us. But honestly, we're struggling to hear the guy, and he's cutting out, so we think he's gone, and then he comes back again, and it looks like we're butting in, but we're just trying to get some sound.
Can I just ask something? Did anybody see any Schwarz fights? Seriously, be honest. Did you? Anybody see any Schwarz? Nope. Okay.
Highlights.
Okay, because
some highlights.
Because one of the callers that we had, the first caller, he said that he actually watched some Schwarz fights and he sees something in him. So I'm just putting it out there, man.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, I apologize, BDA. Yeah, I couldn't hear the caller talking at first, bro. That's my bad. So
no, it's okay. It's the fucking hangouts, man. We gotta. I told the BDA board of directors, I said we gotta move to a new communication medium. Skype doesn't work. Google Hangouts doesn't work. Hey, Bucho, we gotta try Discord, man. Because I'm about done.
Yeah, I agree, man. This is shit, man. Hangouts, man. Come on, you gotta get your shit together.
Well, and then I was gonna say about Klitschko, how Stu was talking. Yeah, you couldn't break Klitschko mentally, bro. I mean, he had motherfuckers spitting in his face, following him around at restaurants and shit. Like, fucking Shannon, let's go champ, fucking Briggs, following him around while he's out on his jet ski and shit. Like, nobody could break Klitschko mentally, bro.
Oh, he was shaking like a leaf inside, bro, but he never showed it.
Well, he's got a good poker face.
See, I saw Klitschko not break mentally because he doesn't break, but I saw him rattled. The only time I've ever seen him rattled and not look himself was Fury, and I think Fury did get in his head, and a lot of people did say that. I think he did. And I'm getting stick in the chat by this clown who's saying Tyson Fury's never got in anyone's head. I mean, what is this guy watching? He's calling me delusional, but give me some evidence where, Tyson Fury is got in a lot of fighters' heads.
He's in my head with that underwear on, man.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh man, Precise, you're obsessed with that shit, man. Let it go, fuck.
Maybe he can't find clothes his size because she's so big, 6'9". He has to go to a big and tall store.
So everything becomes a Speedo.
Yeah.
I saw some dude last time I was in Florida. I saw some dude walking around in a Speedo. Motherfucker looked like Hyman Roth.
I'll take a slice of the cake, a little smaller. Listen,
no,
the point.
Hey, make sure you let everybody see the cake before.
Yes, what a fucking idiot, man. He wants to show everybody the cake.
That's what Anthony Joshua was doing in South Beach. He was fucking
Mr. BDA, can I say something?
It depends. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not about Tyson Fury in the small clothes, but yeah, I was gonna say, look, I think my problem I have with Endgame, my problem I have with Endgame is that he says that Schwarz could upset Tyson Fury, okay, but then he goes right around and says, well, Wilder will ice him in 2 rounds, which I don't have a terrible problem with that because Wilder does have the power, but just how are you going to sell yourself so high on Tom Schwarz because you just seen some video on him, and just because he's undefeated, people, I think the narrative is here that they're giving credit to Wilder because Ruiz beat Joshua, so Wilder's like this great fighter, but they're also thinking in twos, like, oh, if Ruiz was able to upset Joshua, well, then Schwarz should be able to do the same when they're actually just being followers.
Well, he said his argument was that styles make fights, which I can understand, but he never really did break it down how Schwarz is going to beat Fury, other than that he's got the eye of the tiger and that he's going to land a left hook. I think to beat Tyson Fury, listen, anything's possible. Yeah. I mean, I think anything's possible in boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. Like you guys, I think like Stu or Boxing Style said, all you need is one punch. But when you're fighting a guy who's as good defensively as Tyson Fury, I think you're going to need a little more than just to say, oh, he's hungry, he's undefeated, and he's got a good left hook, which I don't even think he has.
Wilder got a couple punches in, and that didn't help.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were using psychology when you said Mayweather, but then the guys, oh, you got me on that one. If you would have said Pacquiao, he would have been saying the same thing.
No, I picked up on that too, man. Yeah, BDA was playing the guy. I picked up on that too.
He was happy with that Mayweather.
Are you guys calling Mr. BDA dishonest?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, the mind games are on another level.
Yes. Hey, let me tell you something. Don't ever call BDA a liar, or you got to deal with me, you fucking cocksucker.
That's right.
Oh,
liar. I'm just kidding.
He's a liar.
Who's a liar? Me?
You're a Jew. You're a Jew.
Sure, we break some balls here tonight.
All right, listen. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I wasn't playing mind games with the guy. I don't play mind games. The only type of mind games I play are with women when I manipulate them sexually, because I'm the master of sexual manipulation. But the point is,
beta.
Wait a minute. You're turning into apology, man. Precise. Come on.
What was I am apology, man.
He's like, fuck women. That's what he's saying.
No.
I'm disgusted with all of you.
I don't like pussy.
There's a trend going on in the UK.
BDA sounds like Ted Bundy.
Hold on. Stu was going to say something. Go ahead, Stu.
There's a trend going on in the UK. You know, the fucking lefties are up in arms about it, where men are offering. Men that have got houses, they've got rooms to rent. They're offering rooms to women. free rent in exchange for sex sort of thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I heard that too. It's happening here too, I think,
Yeah,
man.
all you got to do is give him a blowjob and clean the kitchen now and again, and the rent's free.
Yo, you know.
I can imagine now in the Montreal Times, there's an ad there from BDA, isn't there, looking for a.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All he wants is a blowjob, and that's it.
Yo, just
payments can be arranged.
Fucking blowjob.
Now wait a minute. I'm not gonna have that. You guys are calling. Listen, first of all, we were talking about Tyson Fury. All of a sudden, we're talking about me accosting women. Come on. Listen, let's stick to the boxing real quick because we gotta go soon. I know it's might be worthless, but let's do it anyway. Let's get some predictions for tonight's main event between Tyson Fury and Thomas Schwarz, the Aryan Superman. Let's start with Stu. Stu, prediction time. How do you see the fight going?
I'm going to put it out there and go for a Tyson Fury stoppage in the 9th round.
Tyson Fury in the 9th round. All right, there you guys have it. All right, let's get to Recognize. How do you see it going?
I'm going with Schwarz. I'm going to say he's going to stop Tyson Fury in the 9th round. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, I think Tyson Fury wins a controversial decision. He's not going to really win the fight.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, break it down a little bit.
Win the fight.
Break it down a little bit.
He's going to lose. He's going to get outboxed. He's going to get outboxed. He's going to get hit. You know, he's going to be lackluster. They're going to give him the win. Maybe he deserves it, but I think a lot of people are going to come out of there saying
as the spirit of boxing style possessed Recognize or something.
Yes.
Let me finish.
Endgame, actually. That's Endgame's knowledge.
But you know what?
In my brain.
Recognize. I can see that happening. Me too. Like he takes Schwarz. He doesn't take him seriously. The other guy's 6'6". He's got some good skills. Maybe he doesn't.
He's 6'6". Yeah. He was.
Stu, I got more fucking fights right than you do, bro. Shut your mouth.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bro.
You had a couple of guesses right. That's about it. I mean, you've had. Did
I remind you your highlight prediction for Conor McGregor and Khabib?
The McGregor one. I can't think of them.
Did I remind you of other fights? Maybe like Caleb Smith. You never know.
You're living off that one prediction.
No, man, I've done it many times, but I just don't keep track of every single one of them.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on.
Wait. Let's do speak, man.
Yeah. Let's do. Well, hold on. Before he continues, I'm getting a message from Google Hangouts and it says, Gypsy boxing style blocked Carneval. Do you want to block Carneval as well? Gypsy, what did you?
No, bro, I didn't block him. My finger probably touched it or something.
I think you muted him.
Oh, I see what's going on.
That's what she said.
Just admit it.
You're a sneaky bastard, aren't you?
My finger, bro. I swear, I'm not trying to take it off.
Tyson's underwear, isn't it?
It's because of the bet. It's because of the Ruiz AJ rematch bet.
Oh, cold.
Dude, I ain't afraid. I'll put fucking 5 G's down that line, bro. I ain't afraid with that motherfucker.
That piece of shit. I'll take that 5 G's.
All right.
I won't put 5 G's. But I'll put fucking like 2 to 3 G's on him. I'll go Vegas and put that shit on him, bro. That's how much I believe that Ruiz will win.
Hold on. We gotta get through this.
I bet a quick 50 with my homeboy on Paul and Artem next weekend.
All right. Listen, guys, we got to get through the fucking predictions. All right, so
yeah, we gotta bounce, man.
Stu said 9th round KO for Fury. Recognizes it's going to be a close one. Bucho, what do you think?
9th round stoppage for Fury.
Oh, agreeing with Stu there. Johnny Boy, how about you?
10th round stoppage for Schwarz. He's feeling himself too much.
Stop it.
Hey, listen, that's his prediction. He can say whatever he wants, man. Come on. You never know. Boxing style, how about you?
I got 12 rounds decision on Tyson Fury. A very dominant performance.
Dominant as in he's the top, right? And Schwarz is the bottom?
Yeah, unanimous. Yeah, pretty much.
Cereal.
Fantastic. All right. Precise, how about you,
Tyson Fury's underwears.
Yo, that fucking jacket he had on with all the fighters was dope.
Oh, yeah, it was very flamboyant. Precise, how about you, man? Prediction?
How about 12th round corner retirement by the Schwarz man?
All right. Yes. That could happen. That's because that's the type of stoppage Fury usually gets. He slaps you with those 300 pounds of his, and he wears guys down. It's not a one punch knockout thing, but he will wear guys down. All right. We got Gonzalo. Gonzalo, how about you, man?
Yes, this is what I see occurring. I see Tyson Fury winning a unanimous decision, but in the process, he gets knocked down early with a flash knockdown, and he's gonna be surprised, and he's gonna shake it off, and he's gonna start thinking seriously and get his head in the game. He's gonna get his head out of his ass, but he's gonna win a unanimous decision.
Listen,
he'll get knocked down one time, flash knockdown, then he'll react.
Schwarz is going to get hit once, and then he's going to turn into Vern Schillinger. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, wait a minute. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm saying he's a German fuck. That's all. I'm German. I can talk like that.
You're German.
So I got Tyson Fury unanimous decision.
All right.
Okay.
Lobito.
Hey, who dropped off? Bucho dropped off. Yeah, he just dropped off.
Yeah, Bucho couldn't take this shit no more.
He doesn't even say bye.
Lobito's a beast.
I'm pretty sure he is, man. Yeah. We heard him barking all the way in the back when you yelled at.
Yeah.
Lobito.
Yeah.
Why you ain't coming in? Why you ain't coming in? Come on in here, motherfuckers!
All right, what the fuck is going on here with the fucking soundboard? Listen,
Here
guys.
come the pain, motherfuckers!
I'm reloading. All right. So we said it all. Nice little podcast. The main event is probably going to start out late because you know what it is. It's fucking ESPN Plus and in Las Vegas. The main event's probably going to start at midnight or 1 in the morning probably. It's going to be Sunday.
On a Sunday morning.
So we're going to have to...
Sunday morning.
Yeah, so we're going to have to take some coffee, green tea. By the way, Stu, are you going to stay up to what's the Fury fight or...
Yeah, I was probably stay for side point going to bed now when it's on in an hour. So yeah, I will stay up watch it. But I definitely, like I said, I haven't bought it. I'm not paying for a fight that's on at 4:00 in the morning. It's and on paper a mismatch as well. So yeah, I'm gonna find the stream and watch it on my computer.
All right, guys, do you think Tyson Fury is gonna? What if he shows up wearing those Hector Camacho shorts or DeMarcus Corley shorts? what do you think? All right.
I don't know.
No, you don't know?
Sure. Like the Shamba Mitchell shorts?
Yeah, he wasn't bad. DeMarcus Corley fought once with those wide open shorts, and he didn't have any underwear on. He only had his jockstrap on. And I asked Randall Bailey, who fought him in that fight, I believe, and I asked him, "What did you think about that?" He says, "No, that never happened, but I'm sure I saw the photographs." So I'm not gonna take Randall Bailey's word for it. I'm looking at the photographs. No underwear. Anyway. That was my...
Yeah, I think the Paulie Malignaggi ones were pretty bad too, no, Mr. Ridier?
Fuck Mike the situations, bitch ass.
Yeah, and by the way, just real quick, before we go, Paulie Malignaggi, there was a video of him training for the bare knuckle fight, and I know everybody's got their own style of shadow boxing, but I think I understand why Malignaggi never was able to knock anybody out. The guy doesn't turn his right hand over. It's amazing. This guy's a professional fighter, Golden Gloves champion, everything. He can't throw a fucking right hand.
BDA. I fucking bet on Paulie, and I hate Paulie. I bet with my boy, like I say, because Paulie's because that Artem kid can't box, but I hate betting on Paulie because he's a cunt.
The fuck was that? Yeah, sorry, Johnny boy. Somebody's fucking whispering into the...
Whispering?
Yeah, that's fucking creepy.
Sounds like some weirdo.
It's fucking creepy, man. All right, listen, we got somebody. I think the ghost of Lobito hijacked the hangout. All right,
give me some chon.
Give me some chon. Yeah. All right, listen, guys, we gotta go. I want to thank everybody who joined. I want to thank Stu, Recognize, Johnny Boy, Boxing Style, Precise, Gonzalo. You guys are the greatest for coming in all the time, and I hope you enjoyed the fights. And all right, stop it. I know it's Recognize.
All right, fellas, have a good night, boys.
All right, that's fucking. By the way, Recognize, that's fucking creepy, man.
Good night, boys and girls.
All right, see you, Boxing Style. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the fights. If there is an upset, I'll probably come online for a little bit. I hope there's no upset because I'm tired as hell right now and I want to go to sleep. So, but thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. It was a very good show, and hopefully we get to do it again soon. And before we go, I also want to thank. Oh, hold on a second. I recognize. I'm gonna kick you out of the hangout, man.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, recognize. Thank you for joining us and creeping us out. Oh, hold on a second. Shout out to Mr. E. Just donated via the super chat. He says, "Who won Warrington versus Barry? Opinion." Barry? Are you saying King Galahad looked like Barack Obama? Is that what you're saying, Mr. E? Anyway, shout out to Mr. E. Thank you for the contribution. As for the fight, Warrington won. Spoilers for anybody that didn't know. I also want to thank. Hold on a second. All right, King Bucho's telling me I gotta bounce. I need to put the fight on TV. Yeah, sure. You just go ahead and bounce and leave me to clean up this mess with recognize the creep who's whispering into the hangout. I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the chat, of course. Also, I want to give a shout out to everybody that donated via the super chat. Apology Man, Eric Rosas, Gonzalo, Apology Man again, Official Scorecard Boxing, Revolucion, Mr. E, of course, Official Boxing Scorecard and Apology. Thank you for your contributions, double contributions. Everybody else, again, as well. Thank you. We appreciate the support. You keep the gravy train rolling. I thought I was recognized whispering again. Creeped me out. So thanks again for joining us, guys. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Michael Stott, Ali Burton, Boxing for IBF, Amok, Official Scorecard Boxing, G Boogie, Shepherd of Sons, The Punisher, Triple JJ, Mr. E, James Doherty, Bay Area Boxing, Corruption in Boxing, Caution Boxing, Guitar Hero, everybody that called in, Amok PvP, who else, man? Come on, the Quags. Hope I'm not forgetting. Del Boy was in there as well. So thank you. Hawker Mustang, of course. Jason Bourne, who's always after Stu. Revolucion. Punch for Pound. Sin Amosia. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming in and enjoying the show. I hope you guys were entertained. And we'll see you in the next one, folks. Take it easy. Have a good night.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Disappointed in everyone. All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be alright, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot. He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.